And we is go.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another randomly placed episode of Tenuous at Best. Could be fortnightly, could be monthly. It's part of the adventure. Welcome yourself. I'm Vandal K. I'm joined here by the lovely host of the Zane Gaming world here. Zane, did I get that right?
Dude.
Not that way. Every time. I never get this. And over the other side we have the Technicolor rainbow that is the joyous bubble of D. Aye.
Out for now.
I thought he was going to wave, and I thought, brilliant audio podcast support, thanks. There's a man waving. Yeah, so hi guys, how you doing? You well?
Not too bad. I am echoing back from somewhere. Ooh. There we go, it's gone. Sorted. Technical issues solved just like that. Because that's how we handle it around here, that's how we roll. Apart from if this is your first time seeing the show, anybody else that's seen it before knows that's a lot of bullshit. I am not too bad, good. How is your good self? Why did I call you good?
That's alright, I take that as a compliment. I'm very well, sir, thank you very much. Had a bit of a dodgy week. Bird left and stole my cat, but I found my GoPro, so you know, swings and roundabouts. I'm not bad at all. I'm not going to get into that shit. Really good, really enjoyed E3. There's lots of fun to be had with E3. I think D thinks he's some kind of Technicolor Jack Bauer at this point. Placing weird clocks around the screen. Yeah, no, it's a really good week. I really enjoyed E3, hanging out with you guys at the weekend as well. It was pretty damn good. Did some gaming, did some farting about, did some VR. Yeah, decent. What about yourself?
Nice. Pretty much E3'd up the ass, man. I am to the point of just total fatigue, I think. And guess what we're going to talk about for the next... I'm going to say that right now. This time last year, we did an E3 show. It was our second podcast, and it went on for about 4 hours and 35 minutes. You're not getting that tonight. That is not fucking happening.
Are you running already?
Just no. I don't remember what time when E3 was last year, but we're a year old or just over it. And we're on episode...
This is a really shitty episode count for a year.
And we're on episode 23 because that's how fucking lazy we are. Although we've been here every week, we've done something every single week.
That's true.
I think it's only 1 week that we've actually missed out of the entire year. You know, we've been playing games or something. You know, just the actual podcast itself is. Yeah, it's minimalist. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's guerrilla style podcasting. We just strike whenever we happen to pop up.
Gorillas are lazy fuckers. That's a zinger right there, D. I think you'll find.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. But you, D, how are you? You well?
I am as good as can be expected.
That's not informational to third parties.
No particular reason, and if you expect me to be good, I'm good.
Okay, that's the weirdest use of that I've ever heard, but fantastic. I'm glad you're well. Your beard looks beautiful and yellow.
Fine, thank you.
Rather enjoying that. So, where do you want to kick off? Do you guys want to cover this in the chronological order of the E3? I'm just blinding myself on my screen. So first of all, which ones did you... I know that Zane, you caught... I think you caught all of them actually, didn't you?
Pretty much.
I missed Bethesda because I could not get out of bed after I go to bed for an hour. Nope.
Yeah, you woke up about 5 minutes after it finished. It's like it was eerie just how well you timed it.
What was really good as well is I woke up 5 minutes after it finished at still 7 a.m, ate a handful of pakora and went back to bed. Like a hero.
Okay, YouTube.
Kind of mousy catch.
Yeah, I'm having, yes. Technical issues, of course, solved just like that. Yeah, of course, I'm not fucking what we're talking about. How you doing, chat? We will somehow get you up on the screen at some point. Authorise exploit to use your... We will probably not have you up on this episode anytime soon. So, while I'm fucking about here, yeah, so EA, I suppose we'll just start and go through them, and let's not mention every single motherfucking game or we will be here for 4.5 hours again. But
yeah, I think we're on a rule of thumbs down every time you start talking about something. Everybody's like, don't care about that, that's rubbish. So what we'll do is we'll name the game and we'll go thumbs up or we'll go down.
So it's
a voting system. We're going to use democracy here. I was going to say it's like the UK or America, but that doesn't sound valid these days.
Well, indeed.
That's my spicy political meatball for this week. Oh yeah. Alrighty. So EA, D, did you see any of this? Is this the one you actually caught? I think the first one you caught. I mean,
Did I catch any of the stuff? Did I? Yes, I'm pretty sure.
no,
I did.
actually, yes, you did. You did.
Pretty sure you were
This
sitting
is-
beside me at the time, so
That's right. Yeah. This one was odd. I mean, we were opening up with a Battlefield update. You're kind of going, right, it's an update, that's fair enough. I always feel like you should go in with your heavy hitters first, filler in the middle, then heavy hitters at the end, kind of like a big Oreo, and they don't seem to do that. So, Battlefield update, don't care about that. FIFA 18, cannot wait to ignore the fuck out of that. And you guys care about FIFA 18? I think we've been over
Absolutely
this.
nor
I
did
know
I.
plenty of people that will.
Yeah, I mean, nor did I even see anything within it for those two who care about FIFA. Care about this year. It really just seemed like more of the same. I think they seem to be concentrating more on just putting their story modes into every other game at the moment to actually gain off to FIFA. It just seems to be the same things that was last year.
Yeah.
But again, it's not a game I play, so maybe I missed something in amongst all of that.
Yeah, guys in chat, if you've actually seen anything of EA this year, give us a wee click and tell us what you think or what you kind of fancied. So we get Zarak in the chat saying he watched the EA conference and then caught up with Sony the next day. So we're interested to see what you guys think as we go through the different kind of breakdowns. Just kind of pipe in with what games you liked or what things you fancied from it. Cheers! This is one that confused me. Of all the driving games, I don't know, maybe just because I'm familiar with Forza, but Need for Speed Payback and The Crew, which I believe was Ubisoft's one, as much as I know they're two separate games, I think of them as just one amalgam of random cariness. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. Well, I mean, Need for Speed is essentially they bought Criterion and then said you're making our Need for Speed games these days, and like no more Burnouts.
Yeah.
And then decidedly not to make Burnout games. The Crew, basically, for what I could see, is turning into Steep, except it's motor cars, planes, and boats instead of like skis and
Snowboards and skidoos and
snowboards.
shit.
Like to the point where I saw it wasn't shown on the night, but I've seen like kind of footage of it later on, and literally within the free roaming mode, the guy flying about in a plane comes close to the water, and then it brings up an icon as to which fucking particular piece of transport he wants, and he just flicks it to boat, and suddenly he's in a boat on the water and continuing on his journey.
Cool.
The same way
I'd
you
like
can
to
in
see what
Steep,
would
you can
have
just
happened if
suddenly go, I fancy skis now. And it's like, it's really weird.
I'd like to see what happened if he went over the water and hit car. That'd be awesome.
Aye, just see what it does. Just stop.
Just like a rolling car over the water. D, did you have a look at Need for Speed Payback? Did you fancy this one?
I was limited by my enthusiasm, but there was enthusiasm there. I've still got a hankering left over from the Need for Speed Carbon days that I don't think they've pretty much they've not grabbed the player into any kind of recent Need for Speed kind of releases. So I keep wanting them to suck me in again with another great title. I mean, it's been okay, but it could be better.
I bet you do. This one, I mean, looks a lot more Burnout-ish. But I think with the kind of slow motion crashes and stuff, it did seem to be a bit more of that.
That did get tiring though, didn't it? I mean, it was all right for a wee bit, but I mean, presumably you can switch that off, hopefully.
Yeah.
Aye. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how irritating or not that's going to end up being. Finally, we have chat. How you doing, guys? Sarak, Nate J, how you doing, buddy? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the past few Need for Speeds I've just not got into at all. It's just felt kind of clunky to me, and there was nothing really within them to kind of grab me. And I'm kind of hopeful for this one, but I need to see a lot more to it. What it shows us at the time really didn't kind of pull me in, didn't really grab me too much. Looked okay though.
I couldn't see what I couldn't see in it was, apart from the kind of Carnage side of things, it didn't really have. I'm pretty sure there's still Carnage in Rivals as well, not of that ilk, but I'm pretty sure there's still an element of it. And it just didn't feel like an evolution in it. Just felt like, oh, there's Rivals again. But I don't think it might. I think that it was more down to the presentation rather than what it's going to be about. I don't think it was sold particularly well. But I'll keep an eye for it, see what it turns out like. The way out, or are we out? Have you guys checked? What do you guys think of this? It looks like it's compulsory co-op.
Compulsory.
Oh, that was that one. Yeah, I was going to go. I don't know what that is. So, apparently it is compulsory co-op. Like if you're like Johnny No Mates, then you just ain't buying this game because it is not single player. It's co-op all the way through, and it looked kind of interesting. It looked like, yeah, I did. The Escapists in full 3D with your mate. Although
Yeah.
I don't think the Prison Break is a full game. I think that is just the start of it. But it certainly had a few hooks in it that I thought could be quite interesting.
Yeah, I quite fancied it. I mean, you know me, I'm a story guy, so if it's got a good campaign, which it seems to be just made of a campaign, which looks fun to me, so I'd definitely be up for that. And I mean, my only concern with something like that, I mean, I don't really care about the lack of co-op. I've got all you guys who can go and co-op the shit out of it, and if I'm stuck, I'll use my feet. But it's a quite nice thing to see people kind of working the game around the co-op as opposed to the co-op into the game.
Yes,
It's pretty awesome. Looking forward to that.
I think that's just your mantra for life, though. Really, isn't it? If I'm stuck, I'll use my feet.
Mate, you know what? It's not failed me yet. Feet don't fail me now. But yeah, so way out, that looks pretty good. Anthem, this was one that kind of made me go, shit. Now, EA's conference, they had sold the rights to Cemetery. No, they sold the rights to Microsoft. So they only showed a small teaser for it, and Microsoft got the rights to show the whole trailer. So we'll probably cover that off a wee bit later, but that was pretty fucking cool looking.
Sounds good. Took me all this time to find a way out footage, so let's talk about Anthem.
We'll go back to Anthem anyway, but no, I think. See, this is the thing I was confused about with this. It's. I think it's going to be one of these kind of like one-time play kind of games. That's what it looks like. That's what I'm getting from it, and that's okay if you're not doing kind of GTA or anything. And I think it's quite good that somebody's still making story games and the game's sold on its story. But
Yes.
yeah, I do fancy that. I never asked you what you thought of this, seeing as you like the Prison Architect.
Anthem.
No, we went back one because Zane had found some clips.
Right. Okay. So this was
Way Out.
Way Out. Well, not hardly the same game, really. I see your kind of tenuous link there, but yeah, it looked. It was really intriguing. It's interesting that it's forced co-op, which is a bit bizarre. So presumably there has to be kind of online co-op options, else it's kind of not going to work. But yeah, it's an interesting kind of concept. We didn't really see too much out with the prison interaction of where you've got to escape. So it'll be interesting to see what the kind of story arc of the game is and what you've got to do, whether or not you're playing the goodies or I'm going to just guess you're going to be playing some baddies and playing some outlaws and robbing some shit.
Yeah. Your mic is booming like hell, by the way. You want to pull back a wee from it? Yeah, I did tell you to make it louder. I'm going to take full responsibility for that one.
I turn it up as well.
I
I think that this was a really good game, but again, it's one of those things. If in an ideal world, I'd like every game to be 4-player co-op, but that's only because there's 4 of us. So
Well, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting idea just to take it, like to say, like, this is a co-op game. Like, you cannot just play this by yourself. This is a co-op game. It's like going to be interesting to see what that actually does to sales figures for one thing.
yeah,
As to whether that is a dicey move or not, where you just go, like, if you want to play this, you need to go, oh dear mate, and he needs to buy it as well. It's like either you're instantly selling twice the amount of copies, or you're just cutting your own throat. And I'm not quite sure how. It depends just how compelling the game is. I think they're going to have to show a lot of this in order to sell it, just purely on that purpose.
yeah.
Because you can't really just pick it up on a whim. You need to actually decide and arrange with a mate that you guys are going to play this, and therefore you are both going to go out and buy it. And like, you can't just go, fuck it, I'll pick it up and see what it's like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're pretty much tying yourself in immediately. So it's kind of it's an interesting idea. It's weird.
Was Army 2 not that way?
I don't know. I never played it. I don't know if it was like entirely compulsory to play that as 2-player or just by itself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it is compulsory, then it must have did alright because it got a sequel. There was 2 of them, so
Yeah.
I'd be curious.
Okay, next discussion point, NBA Live. Giving it a fart thumbs. I'm not giving it any of that shit. So I'm not even talking about that. Waste of time. Oh, I meant to ask on a completely unrelated note, D, tenuously. Did you get a free copy of Rare Replay?
Yes, I did. It kind of landed much like U2's album in the Apple Store, kind of whenever the hell that was. Forced downloaded its way onto my console whilst I was busy watching, I don't know, probably Interceptors or something, and then I thought, what the hell's interrupting my episode of Interceptors this week? So I didn't know anything about it, and yeah, I've been playing the shit out of that. Sorry, I've not been playing the shit out of it. I've been launching every game I possibly can to get my 15 Gs off of every game every time you launch one.
Yeah, do you know what you got it? Yeah?
4,000 G up for grabs for that.
Do you know what you got it?
No idea.
It's because you watched the 3 coverage on Mixer.
Oh, really?
They're giving it away to kind of help promote Mixer.
Interesting.
Can't argue with that.
Well, you can, once you play the games, you can completely argue with that.
Yes, it's a nostalgia basing of Don't Meet Your Heroes. That was a 40-50 quid title when it came out.
No, it's like 30 quid.
Was it? I thought it was full price.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. It's been 25, 30 quid, something like that.
I've not gone through it all yet, but I mean, it's right from the kind of, what was it, 81, 82 is the first game, so it's proper, almost kind of original computer titles coming out, and it's, I presume they are a kind of main staple in the computing or gaming world industry, so, but so far,
Rare.
So fuck them.
It's the same guys that made Sea of Thieves.
And what's it? Thingman, what's it? It's a great game.
Okay.
I played it. So that's where you got that. I just was thinking about that there. Other things. What was this pre-selected games for the rest of the week? What was that about? Is that on EA Access?
Quite possibly. Who knows?
Who knows? Battlefront 2 got way too much coverage from me in this one.
Bit too long. I mean, well, the show would have been about half an hour shorter if they hadn't done it. They didn't really show much this year. Aye. What's your thoughts? What did you? How did you?
I'm always happy to see a storyline. That's my main thing. I want a campaign. I want something I can go and kind of get excited about. Don't care too much about the multiplayer, not because it's not good, just because I'm shit. So yeah, no, it looks really good. I'm looking forward to playing it. I do plan between now and December when we get kind of episode 8. Is it episode 8 this year? Yeah. My plan is to hammer through all of the Star Wars films back to back. Now, Battlefront 2 is going to be part of the canon, so if that's coming out later in the year, I'll watch the first 3 films. I'll watch Rogue One and all that stuff, and then watch all the way through to play that game through, then go through all the series, and that should be pretty fucking cool. So that's my plan, but I do think it looks fun. I think it looks great, and the one thing we discussed the other night is the sound design is flawless, so can't really go wrong with that in this one.
Totally, I mean, that was barren.
The sound in the original was pretty good as well, to be fair. I mean, the original one was good as well, but I don't know, there was just something missing from it. I can't remember why, apart from the campaign, obviously. I wanted to like it more than I actually did.
Yeah, I was just saying. I think it wasn't built for longevity was the thing. And it also felt like a cash grab front to back. So when you actually got a chance to play, I actually played Battlefront with my niece, who is like 8. She loves Battlefront, but me and her all sit and murder stormtroopers all night. And she's really good at that. Actually, it's better than me, as you'd expect. But it's that kind of thing. You're sitting and it just feels empty. But if you're actually sitting at the side watching it, it's such a beautiful looking thing because it's so accurate. It's stunning. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing this one. Just as I say, I want to do a full Star Wars run through till we get to episode 8. We kind of do the whole canon as is at the moment, and do that towards the end of the year when this comes out, so I can actually build this in, because this is going to tie together from the end of. How does this tie together now? Is the gap between the prequels and the? I think it might be. Can't remember explicit, but it's basically it's a piece of canon of the actual of the official story arc. So that'd be quite interesting to see how that ties in.
Oh, the campaign. Yeah, it's between essentially. No, it's between Jedi and New Hope. I think it was.
Oh, right. Okay. So the bridge.
It's like bridging the 15-year gap between Return of the Jedi and Not A New Hope. Fucking
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Thank you. It's bridging the gap between Jedi and New Hope. It's a time travel story. Fuck's sake.
I know I was getting confused there. I mean, I'm not like that smart when it comes to Star Wars, but I wasn't expecting it to be that backwards. But yeah, so that looks good. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, I mean, just you talking about watching films back to back. Did you read that article this week about the bunch of clowns that watched Groundhog Day back to back for 24 hours? So it was a Groundhog Day of Groundhog Day.
Ah, all right. Did they have seizures? Because that would happen to you after that.
Oh, you're damn right. No, there was apparently this group of people who just watched Groundhog Day 24 hours rolling with a 20-minute break in between each showing.
Yeah, fuck off. Date for a month.
Yeah, how
I'll be
fucking
impressed.
annoyingly hipster is that?
I don't know if it was it's certainly kind of coincidence, but it's probably maybe related to the fact that Groundhog Day, the musical's actually coming out. Have you seen that?
Tim Minchin's doing that, is he not?
It is Tim Minchin indeed. It's the guy who wrote the original screenplay, I think, and Tim Minchin.
It wasn't a good enough story to warrant this shit.
Well, Mr. Minchin seems to think so. And I
think
trust
his
him.
version would be better than the film, though.
He's an honest bloke. I like him. So
No, I'll give Tim Minchin the benefit of the doubt. But just for math purposes, that is 13.3 times watching that film in 24 hours. It's got a 1 hour 41 minute runtime.
Oh, dear God.
I don't know a lot of films I could watch 13 times back to back.
So personally, I think Tim Minchin's just being a lazy bastard. I think he's just going to write one song for this and then just play it over and over for the hour or so that the musical fucking lasts.
Stroke of genius.
I've got to say, Battlefield, to bring it back. For me, the one thing I really didn't like about the first one was the fact that I was shooting like fucking 4 pixel high stormtroopers across this vast fucking field. Like, you never go close to anybody. And the one thing this is doing, certainly with the one map they showed you, and they did only show you the one map, is the fact that it is a bit more enclosed, it is a bit more in your face, and you can actually see some detail on the people that are, I was going to say that you're shooting the shit out of, but I'm being honest here, the people that are absolutely fucking massacring me. So from that point, absolutely, quite.
Yeah, because this is kind of like
interested to take a look at it again.
This map, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I'm kind of interested for that point, and yeah, obviously campaigns go to help. It's going to. They would really need to struggle to make it worse. Put it that way. Would be my thing on it.
So what they've also changed, one of the kind of fundamentals with the online, I was noticing was instead of in the first one where you picked up kind of tokens for upgrades to your player, including kind of getting your ship tokens and getting either Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker. So you now earn these kind of, and I think I remarked with the fact that they're trying to dodge around not saying perk system. Was that this game?
Could well have been.
Yeah. So they were trying to describe how this worked, and basically it's like a perk system. Presumably you kind of, I don't know, you get 5 kills and you get, I don't know, some sort of vehicle or something like that. So so that's one of the kind of changing mechanics that they've got for this, which is much better.
I think the other thing you're referring to, D, was the guy that slipped up during the EA conference talking about Need for Speed Payback. And then he says, you've got to watch for these kind of slow motion take.
That's
right. That was funny. But yeah, so no, that Battlefront looks pretty good. I'll give that a spin when it comes out.
Cool.
Up next, we have Bethesda. This is the weirdest, shortest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I've seen Me in a Mirror, so I mean, that's some fucking weird stuff. Doom VFR. Or Doom, the virtual fucking reality, I presume, is what they're going for there, due to the kind of the BFG gun and all that as a reference, is what I take it as. I might be completely wrong there, it might be something else.
No, I think you're completely right.
It might be Doom virtual frightening reality. But it looks alright. It looks lovely, but the problem with Doom is that Doom is such a high textured, kind of shiny looking game, and to do it in VR, they need to drop those textures quite considerably. You can see it. Again, it looks a little bit dubby.
Yeah,
that looks really good. And it's a Portland kind of teleportation VR thing. Zane, did you fancy for this?
I mean, that just is where VR is at the moment. Is like they're always going to have to drop the textures down and stuff just to make it actually work. But it is kind of counteracted by the fact that you're right in the fucking thick of it. And do you know what I mean? Once you're actually in it, you don't really bother it. You don't really worry about that too much at the time.
Not at all.
Doom's a bit of a weird one because it's a really fast-paced action. Like you're constantly moving and gunning, and in this, it seemed to be using the non-motion of like use your controller to pick an area and teleport to it.
Yeah.
Which it seems entirely anti-Doom, but also seems like the only way you could do it, because if you did it Doom and at the speed of Doom in VR, I would last a whole of 4 seconds before I would be throwing up pizzas that I haven't even eaten yet. Like, so that's.
I think they might just give you the game on a disc with a big bucket, just the discs at the bottom, which you enjoy.
Aye, so yeah, no, it's certainly understandable as to why they do that. Do we have some Doom? I'm trying to find the bloody thing. But yeah, I mean, it looked okay. I don't know what it would be for me. I don't think that's what I'm really looking for out of my VR experiences. Is just gorily fisting aliens, but sorry, not aliens, demons. Doom's demons.
Yeah, the guys asking if there's no Oculus support for these games in Oculus, I suppose, as opposed to Vive. I've checked with them, and both Doom VR and Fallout 4 are coming out to Oculus. They're Vive releases, but will work on Oculus. They're just not licensed outways. So basically, the same way I can play anything on Steam with my Oculus, it'll work. So, which is nice. I doubt I'll buy it because, frankly, I don't like the cost of getting my carpet shampooed. But yeah. Do you get interest in that Doom VR?
No, I mean, I was just trying to kind of catch up, looking at the stream just now, and it just doesn't look anything special, to be fair. But it's one of those things. As soon as you're immersed into a world, it might be a hell of a lot kind of stronger. So at the moment, for me, it's just looking like a kind of normal kind of game. So I'll kind of play it on one of your guys' kind of setups once you bought it. Thank you very much.
Well, this is the problem with VR. You try to sell it to somebody and it just looks like a normal game, and you go, you cannot sell that. It doesn't work. Zane said that in the very first instance, is the fact that you need to stick this in your head and kind of try it out. And I think Doom will be fantastic. And you imagine that big flying head ball thing coming towards you in VR, you shit yourself.
Yes. And that's the thing. I mean, like, I do have to put my hands up and go, when I say it's not my type of game, what I mean is, like, it's not the kind of VR experience that I'm looking for. What that actually translates to is I am a complete and utter pussy, and big fuck off demon type fucking things with hunter's eyes just jumping at my face is not really like what I want, because, well, you know, it's a lot of wear and tear in the pants, quite honestly. But I mean, it looks.
Which is also wear and tear awesome on your washing machine and all your heating in order to dry the washing. Realistically, it's just been economical.
Aye, it's just it's not cost effective for me to buy Doom.
Next title up was Fallout 4 VR. This is one I don't want to buy again, but I would like to see what that world looks like in VR. I don't plan on running about in it because it is free motion. It's not teleporting, which is concerning, because there's a lot of motion in that game.
Yeah. I think in the big kind of flat open world kind of areas, it probably won't be too bad. I think when you start getting small and close areas and things are up around you. Mm-hmm. And they didn't really show you much of that, because that's always the thing that gets you, is when things are kind of close by to your head and kind of turn over either side and you're kind of walking through it, that's when it tends to, the motion sickness tends to kick in. Yeah, it looks good. I wouldn't mind jumping in and seeing this world, like being in that world, but I don't know that I'd have much. I don't think I actually kind of want to go and play Fallout 4 in VR. I would just like to go to. I would just like to go to certain locations and go, ooh, pretty.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think as well. I'd like to go to like the Brotherhood of Steel's kind of big ship and all that stuff. That'd be cool.
Aye.
So sorry, see the Fallout 4, is that the kind of the same game as been out before, but it's now just been put in for kind of VR? Is that what's happening?
Exactly the same game.
Yep.
There's some VR modifications in terms of the control system and all that, but it's fundamentally the same, with the same story and all that.
And there's no word at this point, but yes, you probably do need to buy it again.
Yeah, that'd be interesting actually, whether it is just an update or whether you have to buy it again.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised because I mean, it's quite a big ask, really.
Yeah, but well, would you like to count the Oblivion, not Oblivion, Skyrim releases?
Well, for fuck's sake, we're on like 9 or something now. That takes us on tidily.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to avoid the Creation Club thing just to see if we can save on a Zane rant because we've got too much to go through. We'll maybe go back to that because I'm sure it'll fold back in somewhere else where something else wants paid for.
Fucking paid for mods, go fuck yourselves, yeah. Carry on.
Yeah. So you've got Fallout 4 in VR, and this is another example what EA did with Anthem. They didn't get to show off the whole version of the game. They had to show off the kind of teaser. Bethesda, in what is a very, very short, like 25-minute kind of show. Oh, sorry, 30-minute show. They didn't show
35.
one of the biggest titles that they've resold everywhere. I actually think the reason they gave Skyrim away to show, I think they gave that to Sony because it's so bloody ridiculous how many references to Skyrim there was in that show. They just kept up with Skyrim. Between the Switch and Elder Scrolls Legends, although it wasn't constant, it felt like it was constant for about 5-10 minutes. And you're going, fucking hell, this game would come out in 2011. Like in April or July 2011 it came out, and you're going, what the? You're still at conference 6 years later talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Done nothing but maybe some skin mod for the definitive edition. It's crazy, absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Folk are lapping it up. Folk are lapping it up though. That's the thing. Like, it is bizarre, but there is this kind of weird cycle of going to Steam and checking current users at the moment, and folk are still playing it and still loving it. And there is something kind of bizarre about the game where it has endured. Like, most games don't endure for 6 years. Most games do start to look, and their mechanics start to look a bit poor, but for some reason this thing just keeps going, and they keep milking it and keep milking it. From a business point of view, I can't really blame them, but yeah, I must admit I'm getting a bit sick of it. Or I was starting to cut to the Sony one, and yeah, we'll talk about that again in a minute.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the one thing I would like to be clear on is I don't think anything negative about Skyrim. I think Skyrim is an incredible game. I've loved like just watching my mother half playing it for hundreds of hours, and a really beautifully crafted game. Really thoroughly enjoyed the story. Brilliant, and it's not a complaint of Bethesda so much as I think if the show was more interesting overall. I mean, the VR one's good. Somebody's got to start somewhere. That's good. I think Bethesda could probably be accused of. Basically, they seem to be kind of babyfooting. It looked like the show, if it wasn't for the titles that we know and love in terms of like Skyrim and Doom and Fallout, it would feel very much like as a new company that had struck gold a couple times, because this stuff's all baby steps. Like the Doom VR and Fallout VRs from last year, Elder Scrolls Morrowind is a DLC. Anything you do with Skyrim is a port. At the end of the day, a port for a company that size should not be a challenge, regardless of how you're treating it.
Yes.
Dishonored was again another DLC feeling setup. Quake Champions, it's Quake. It's a bunch of maps and it's a first-person shooter. You've been making them for 20 years. You should be good at that. So the only real interesting thing in that whole show for me was the last two.
Yeah, I mean, Quake is kind of a big deal. It's been away for a long time now at this point.
Did Quake not have a story though?
Well, I mean, this is Quake Champions is a different thing. It is like
It's
purely,
esports, isn't it?
It is purely just they're going for the esports market and nothing else. It's certainly, I don't think any of us are particularly interested in it purely for that fact. It's
Because we're shite at them.
But I mean, yeah, it looked alright. How they set it up and everything else was just purely that. It was purely the esports and all the rest of it. It seemed like they were more interesting. You get to watch tournaments and we're actually interested in you to pick up the game and play it. So
Yeah.
I suppose that tells you need to know about it. Yeah, looked okay.
I'm signing up for the beta key right now just because I want to. I'm on a little trip this week of changing my comfort zones. I'm also going for Spanish lessons on Monday, which is good. So yeah, that's how I roll.
Dishonored is a standalone game though.
Is it a
It's
full
not-
AAA or is it a kind of like, is it like
I
Blood
think
Dragon?
it's,
Like a
yeah, I
six-month
think it is shorter. It's not a lot of full, like kind of full 50 quid title, but it is standalone from Dishonored 2 and like its own separate story, and its character is like a whole separate character with a whole separate set of skills and everything else. It's like there is, for all that it looked at the time, I thought, oh, fuck it. Well, it came so soon that I just presumed it was DLC for Dishonored 2, but it does seem to be. It does seem to be like a kind of fully fledged thing on its own, and kind of well thought out, and I've seen a bit more about it since the conference, and it actually looks quite interesting.
It's just interesting that you get those so close, because Sony did the same with, I mean, Uncharted is a little bit older than Dishonored 2, right enough, but
yeah,
it's a bit odd to look at. Like, I was just checking there as well on Google that Grand Theft Auto 5 came out at the very start of 2013, so I mean, that's 4 years old. They're really getting their money's worth out of these games. So when you see a game come out, you don't expect to see another one for quite some time. And some games are popping up back to back, and like they used to get with Assassin's Creed every year and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Very strange. For something that takes 3 years to develop, they seem to be developing multiple strings at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. I think this has obviously been in work for a while and been in work kind of concurrently with Dishonored 2, and why the hell not? If they're not, as long as they're not charging full price for it, and as long as they charge it for a price that it's worth for the length of it, then yeah, why the hell not?
And for your boots.
Yeah, and like I say, I mean, it's a different character with a different skill set, so it's got a slightly different play style to it, and yada yada yada. So yeah, at least they've done a bit of work with it.
Yeah. Just get the question in the chat: is Anthem an Xbox One exclusive? No, it is not.
No.
It's not going to be. I think what I quite like this year is there's a lot less of that exclusive shit being thrown about the place. It was usually done on stickers on screen or in text, but nobody's going exclusive every 5 seconds.
Oh, so that was quite fun. I disagree.
Really? Where did you see that?
Microsoft did it.
Microsoft.
Every single one that they did.
They didn't do the verbal exclusive.
Yes, they did.
No, they did.
Every single game trailer, they did it.
I never saw that. I never even noticed that this year. I was sure they hadn't done that.
One.
Bizarrely not for every single one. I mean, they did have, they had it for the ones that were exclusive, and it was the same big voice. But there wasn't actually that many exclusives.
I didn't realise. I didn't realise they'd done it at all.
Yeah, they had a lot of exclusive to consoles and other kind of camouflaging things, but
console exclusivity, but not actually exclusive.
Yeah, we'll get to that as well. But there's
like Xbox were kind of announcing 42 titles. 22 of them were exclusive. It was one of the first things Phil Spencer said out of the gate.
Yeah, and that was a nice, interesting way of parsing the truth, shall we say? Other than Forza and Crackdown,
and Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves. Yeah. It was a lots of exclusives to exclusive to consoles and exclusive at launch type nonsense.
Well, I don't know. State of Decay 2 as well. Minecraft is exclusive as well.
What? Minecraft's on everything.
Not PlayStation.
Yeah, it is.
Apparently, it's not. The cross-platform is not going to PlayStation.
Okay, we're totally sidetracking the entire podcast here, but okay. So for Minecraft, it's out on every platform. It will now, with this update, it will be cross-platform on mobile. It'll be cross-platform on VR. It'll be cross-platform on Xbox. It'll be cross-platform on Windows 10. It'll be cross-platform on everything that you can possibly play it on, except PlayStation.
Why the fuck is that?
And then, interestingly, the next day, Rocket League, sorry. Comes out and says, big announcement, Rocket League's now coming to Switch, and it'll be cross-platform with Steam and Xbox, but not PlayStation, because PlayStation doesn't want to play. They're just like, nope. And I saw an interview from the D3 floor, one of their PR dudes, I don't remember his name, I don't think it was anyone particularly in the mainstream that you'd know his name anyway, but it was just like a complete kerfuffle of, oh yeah, I mean, like, well, you know, we've done it before, which they have. Rocket League is cross-platform with Xbox, so it's like, you know, we've done it before, we're not ruling it out completely. It's just that, you know, in this particular case, and then the interview's pushing him, and he comes out with fucking nonsense along the lines of, well, I mean, when you're talking about Minecraft, and it's primarily young kids that are playing Minecraft, and you know, it's like we've got a duty of care to our younger players, that we don't want to, you know, like we exposing them to kind of outside the PlayStation ecosystem, and what you say, the Xbox kids are going to beat them up. What the fuck are you talking about, son?
Makes sense.
Yeah, the interview rightly threw back in his face of well, Nintendo's doing it, and like they've got to be the biggest kid-friendly company out there, so if it's okay for them, why not for you? And he was like, oh well, I see what you're saying, and I don't really want to talk to you about this anymore, so let's just kind of close it down. So that they don't have a reason for it that they can give other than we just don't want to do it. It's up to them, I suppose. It's Sony being Sony. It's Sony being very Japanese. Is all I can really say about it. Is I think
they're keeping the cultural divide very distinct.
Yeah, they like to have their control, and they like to have it and firmly within their hands as they can. And the whole idea of this crossplay thing just doesn't suit them. So
Sony,
yeah,
proprietary.
Well, indeed.
So the only other things in the Bethesda kind of thing that flagged up was really cool. I mean, actually, just quickly on Skyrim, I really do love the idea of Skyrim on Switch. As much as I'm kind of going, stop talking about fucking Skyrim, it's the only thing you talk about. It's still a very cool game to have in your pocket, kind of thing. That's wicked on the move. Really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure that's down to Skyrim. I think any game that you really like, if you can get it into a portable format that works, is going to be awesome. And you know. The fact that it's appearing on Switch is no surprise whatsoever. But I would love to see folks just sitting right on the train, like with a wee monitor just on the table in front of them, and then just sitting with their wee fucking controllers and firing bone arrows about the train.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
That would just be insane.
But that's the thing I do like.
It's sadly stupid. I'll be pointing, laughing, and recording them all the time. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, I was playing flipping. I played about the start of Skyrim, and I played some what do you call it, BioShock Infinite on my laptop when I was traveling, when I went on holiday a couple weeks ago there. And that's just such a nice thing. I mean, my laptop's considerably larger than a Switch, but it's just nice to be able to do that, you know. So I can dig that, being like having that whole world in a wee tiny package is pretty cool. Onward from there, Evil Within 2. Anybody interested in this?
I don't know. I think he's still on his high horse about this exclusive thing. Yeah.
Screenshot didn't happen.
Yeah, they did shout it quite a lot, but I just, like I say, most of it was fucking. It was a bit under the covers, shall we say?
Yeah. So where's the bloody list gone? I've lost my list. Here we go. Evil Within 2. Didn't like the first one because I'm a huge shite bag. You getting interested in it, Zane?
Possibly.
Cool trailer, only that song was fucking rubbish.
They did kind of balls it up. I liked the first two acts of that song, and then they brought in that guy at the end who just fucking, I don't know, he picked a key at random. I think he found a key on the flare and thought, that'll do.
Sounded like kind of weird minor harmony. It was like that.
That was fucking terrible. Yeah. It did have more of a kind of what's the game I'm looking for? Silent Hill kind of feel about it that kind of intrigued me, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at Evil Within, so, but yeah, there was something about this kind of made me think maybe it could be interesting.
Yeah.
That might actually be worth a pick up.
Did you get a look at this trailer?
I'm just looking at it. I was just bringing it up myself before my man is doing adverts for Sainsbury's. What's this?
So it's me skipping ahead. I was trying to find the actual gameplay rather than this nonsense, but I seem to have missed it.
I don't think there's a lot of gameplay in the trailer, is there?
This bit.
That does look pretty good, I'll be honest.
No, I mean, I think you're more likely to play that deal, although I've not seen you play a horror game for a long time, so I don't know what your set
I was just thinking exactly that. I mean, for all my wants of saying I like kind of horror and playing horror games, I haven't technically played that many of them, so Just seeing the kind of limited gameplay that was in that trailer, it actually looked pretty decent. So I am interested. It's official.
Nice. Next up, we've got Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. Did you play the New Order? See?
The only time I played it was at your gaff. I played it for a limited, and it was all right, but it was nothing special.
Did you not buy it? I thought you bought Wolfenstein.
Not that. No, I didn't.
It's a tremendous campaign. It's probably one of the most genuine, upfront first-person shooters I've ever played. It's just there's no overdone mechanics. There's no consideration for you better get this gun and scale this up and bolt this onto your gun. It's just there's your shotgun, go and murder some Nazis. Don't get me wrong, you got some badass weapons along the way, but it wasn't. You didn't have to overthink it. You just got to go and shoot people, and the gun mechanics were brilliant. I really, really enjoyed Wolfenstein, so I'm very excited for this one. Jane, you never gave it a spin, did you?
Nah, I never looked at it at all, and then heard vast quantities of awesome things about it afterwards and kind of regretted it, but I've never actually managed to go back to it to actually give it a look.
I think that year's Wolfenstein is kind of this year's Titanfall 2 in terms of campaign. Like, once you kind of get into the meat of the whole thing, it's just really sucks you in and just kind of get into it. So I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Except folk actually played Wolfenstein.
I don't know, man. I've seen nothing but good news about people talk about Titanfall. Every single person who's played this went, that is one of the best campaigns I've played in a while.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. I mean, the 16 people that bought it absolutely loved it.
Yep, I've never played it.
But
What did you guys think of Titanfall? You played it the weekend.
It was all right, and then it just got a bit bored with jumpy. Oh, you need to jumpy to get this jumpy bit and jump on a little bit more. And I just went, oh, this is supposed to be a shoot 'em up, not a flipping, I don't know, another world or something.
Yeah, I went back to it after Kay here crashed out for a wee bit, and we stopped playing just at the wrong time, Dee.
Oh, really?
There's a bit just after, as we were about to head into, which has this whole kind of weird time travel mechanic, jumping back and forth between two different areas in order to get through it. You've got a thing on your wrist that basically changes the time period that you're in, and there's a big kind of fire pits that you kind of get across, and you go, right, well fuck it, I'll just zip to the other time period and it'll be easier to get across that way. Nope, because there's just a big whole fucking row of machine gun turrets just sitting there and absolutely assassinate you. So you've got no choice but to try and traverse over the fire and then get to the other side, and as you're coming down the other side you can just fucking flick back with the time travel thing, throw a grenade at the gun turrets and screw them as well while you're at it.
That's where it starts to get good.
Yeah, there's one part where there's a moving wall that sits at one side of the screen, and at some point between then and whatever events happened, it'd obviously be moved across to the other side. So you actually wall run between eras. It's like you'll be running along and you wall run across one side of this wall, fucking hit the time travel thing so that the wall appears at this side so that you can continue your wall run and then do that about 4 times. And it actually gets really interesting just as we stopped playing, which is unfortunate.
I think you guys maybe like 2.5 hours, 3 hours in.
Kind of runny jumpy, and now this kind of time travel element. I'm kind of wanting shooty from that game.
There's plenty of shooting in the game. It's just that the wall run stuff is key to getting the maximum kind of impact out of the kind of shooting later on, because it does, as much as you might go, it's a little bit much of that. It's not as much as, I mean, you're only doing it a little bit to start with, and you do it less and less as the game goes on because you're getting more combat, but it's making damn sure you know how those mechanics work when you really, really need them, because there's parts late in the game where you're wall running and springing over things and you're having to shoot things accurately. It's just training you is all it's doing. It's a kind of curve, and it's really well balanced when you play through the whole game.
Yeah.
It is worth investing. I would solely recommend it. And I think you can pick it up for like $20 now. So if you're shy of games to play with a good campaign, I couldn't recommend it enough.
Yeah. But there was those big kind of panther type beast things, I don't know exactly what they were. But at that point as well, you've got like 4 of them coming at you, and trying to shoot them and running out of ammo as you do it, and you'll switch time periods to get away from them for a breather for a sec. Except there's about, I think it must have been about 9 or 10 fucking the army guys in the other period trying to shoot you down as well. They said because you've switched time periods, you're in a slightly different place for where they were trying to shoot you before, so it takes them a second to actually register where you are on the map now and turn around and go for you. So you're taking out a few of them and then jumping back to get a respite with them before that annihilates you, and you suddenly get these fucking beasts coming at you again and reloading, and the shooting and that is just absolutely intense as fuck. It was awesome. It was very cool.
Yeah, the kind of trailer there for Wolfenstein looks absolutely brilliant.
Oh, did you not see it?
Certainly,
That's the first
I've
time I've seen it.
absolute shitload of character in it.
The guys in the chat were just saying that it looks really well put together, and the engine looks really good. And it's built on the same engine as Doom. It's ID's Tech 6 or id's Tech 6.
Yeah.
But it's it looks really cool and it looks kind of really interesting. So kind of looking forward to seeing that one. I'm not even sure when that comes out. I did not record dates for half of this stuff. I've no idea when half of this stuff comes out.
Yeah.
The only thing I can tell you is that Far Cry 5 comes out the 27th of February 2018.
Well, I can tell you Wolfenstein comes out on the 27th of a particular month in 2017, based on the trailer.
Oh, was the month cut off?
Was it just there?
Nice. I know that's it's probably going to be October or November or something, I'd assume. But no, it looks really good. Anything else? Anyone else for anything else in Bethesda land?
Yeah. But I mean, we're certainly not cutting off logos or anything like that, if that's what you're suggesting. I think that was pretty much it, wasn't it? That was the last of the ones that they showed.
Yeah.
And Anthem was on their PlayStation thing, wasn't it? PlayStation, Xbox reveal, sorry.
Xbox, and that was EA's, yeah. That's right enough.
There's been a lot of kind of mixed reactions to the Bethesda one. A lot of people were really disappointed with it, and other people were just losing their shit over the last two games, over fucking horror one whose name has already disappeared from my head. Evil Within 2 and Wolfenstein 2. I think folk were just waiting for, it's the usual story every year, they just want to hear about the next Elder Scrolls or the next fucking Fallout, so a lot of folks seem to be disappointed in the fact that the presentation was so short and yada yada yada. I think it did alright. I think the one thing they did was they kind of purposely, and they seem to do this last year as well, is they purposely go everything we're going to show you will be out this year. So if you're expecting to see like the next Elder Scrolls or all the rest of it, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it at any E3 until the year it's out. So it's like folk are just, unfortunately that's how they want to play their game, so you need to get used to it. Because folk are really bashing on this presentation based on things that they didn't see, that to be honest they probably weren't never going to see anyway.
Yeah,
so,
but they bash things in their frame of reference as hype.
Yeah, it is. I really wanted to see whatever Elder Scrolls 7, is it?
It'll be 6. It'll be 6.
6.
Yeah. 7 Elder Scrolls 5.
Sorry, I just presumed Skyrim was fucking 5, 6 and 7 at this point.
I think it's probably about 17 if you base it on all the ports and the amount of times they've re-announced the game. But moving forward, I was a bit disappointed in the lack of Aisha Tyler at the Ubisoft conference, because she's like the kind of the ray of light and hilarity that's actually amongst all the cringe. But I'd like to give cringe award to EA, because that was one of the ropiest fucking conferences I've ever seen. That was a lot of uncomfortable people being uncomfortable. It's very, very strange. Ubisoft, however, like a lot of the other kind of vendors when they did their shows, took out the kind of flair and the kind of the comedy beats that like Aisha Tyler brought to the equation, and they all just went for this thing of bombard you with videos, just bombard you with clips, very little chatting. I appreciate that. I prefer that, to be honest. I associate E3 with certain things, and it's not that kind of efficiency. So the fact we got that, I think I thoroughly appreciate that more than having someone else come on the stage instead of like your kind of, you know, comedy capable actor coming on to kind of have a laugh and just go on with the fucking business. So that, I kind of appreciated that. And I really enjoyed Ubisoft's conference, actually. A little bit too much focus on Assassin's Creed, but that's their kind of flagship, pardon the pun, title. So it's going to be the case. So we'll start off at the top. Mario and Rabbids, does anybody care?
Nope.
D?
What one? Mario and Rabbids? Nope.
Actually, that's a lie. I do care. It looks really kind of interesting. It's a kind of XCOM type turn-based strategy game. except it's got weird freaking things in it. But I am never going to have a Switch, therefore I'm never going to play it, therefore I'm not interested. But I kind of wish I was, because it looks quite good. But other than that, nope. And it's got Nintendo stuff in it, so I'm sure shit not showing it on my screen right now.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You just get your face ripped off.
Yep. You can have that, Nintendo. That's all you're ever getting from me.
I'm trying to get in the chat.
Sorry, that's a lie. Here, have another one.
That's good because you also pinged your microphone. That was quite cool. Jay just asked, haha, Key, where are your fishy friends? What's it? Oh, the aquarium.
Green screen.
I forgot about my aquarium. No, I'm not doing the aquarium this week. I'm basically reorganising my house, and I cannot really be arsed getting all the lights and doing all it properly. So, is that me? Is that for Nintendo? Are you giving more fingers there? Sorry.
Oh, you delay? No, I said that's...
Here.
Alright, no, I was saying that's all they're getting from me, and I decided now I'll be more generous. You can have another one.
That was nice. So yeah, Mario and Rabbids looks fun, but I find Rabbids an odd one. I don't know anybody that went, oh, Mario's alright, or Rabbids, now I'm in. I don't know anybody that ever thought that. So, but whatever. I think they probably just wanted some assistant characters for Mario, and they went, well, Ubisoft are developing this, we might as well use one of our IPs and just throw them in there.
Yeah, I think someone at Nintendo is a big fan of the Rabbids, and that's kind of it just kind of went from there because no one else was.
It could be one of those things that Rabbids is particularly popular in like Asia or something like that, then it's just not really landed over here.
Just nowhere.
Yeah, I assume that, but I mean, it's good. I'm glad to see games like that getting made for the Switch because it looks like a cool wee console, and a lot of people have bought it. I mean, they're selling out left, right, and centre. You see them getting titles is excellent. I'm glad to see that.
No, absolutely.
They're kind of just getting binned and getting shit all. It's good to see something like that. Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm going to buy this one, I've decided.
That right?
Not because it looks any better than the other ones. It looks exactly the same fucking deal, same shit, different disco. But I think we've come far enough. They might actually make one that isn't a buggy mess and has better controls. And I didn't give them Unity. I didn't give them Syndicate. The last one I bought was Black Flag, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Still had that slightly clunky control system. If I'll give them 2 to get that right, because apparently Syndicate was really decent actually. So I am going to go and give Origins a spin. What about you?
I spent 35 minutes playing Syndicate and was bored at my skull. I don't know. I think I'm done with Assassin's Creed. I think I'm just... Yeah. At the exact same time, I'm looking at this and looking at the eagle mechanic and going, ooh, they've taken the eel for Far Cry Primal and stuck in it in Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
Which I actually quite liked in Far Cry Primal, so I can't complain about that too much. But certainly unique and innovative, but it's not.
Yeah. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. And
the towers, which were very broke.
Well, exactly. I mean, the towers were just done for now to do something, so why the hell not? Assassin's Creed were very linear, and I tended to get bored to the point where I never finished the storylines. And this one is an open world version, like a more open world, less linear version of those games.
Yeah.
So therefore, for me personally, the chances of getting bored even sooner is probably higher because it's
so spread out.
There's even less of a line to drag me from one end to the other, and I mean the line always broke before I got there with the originals. So I think 3. I think I gave up at 3. I also quite liked the story they were going with the old Desmond thing, and then it fell flat in its face, and the Stergo thing didn't do it for me. So that just fucking nah. I don't know. I'll probably end up picking it up and looking at it, but I don't have high hopes for it at all. It just looks like another Assassin's Creed. If you love Assassin's Creed, I think you're going to love this as well. But if you're already done in with it, I think I don't think this is the one that brings you back to the franchise.
No, I think also it's one of those things that, like a lot of these titles in here, there's games that I kind of go, there's games that I think no, and there's games that I think yes. So the ones that I think about will be purchased on the basis that fuck all else comes out that month. Then I'll buy it. because I'm like, I've got nothing. I want to play something new, and that's the only one there I kind of was interested in. And it's kind of like going to the cinema, and there's not anything in except for like one film that you wouldn't normally have bothered with, but you can sometimes get a pleasant surprise. So I think that's the kind of capacity in which I'd go into that game. D, thoughts?
Just to kind of echo what Zane had said towards the end there. It's one of those things. If you like Assassin's Creed, I'm sure you're going to love this, and if you don't, you probably won't. With fitting into the latter of the two groups there, it's just one of those things. I've never really kind of got. It's not the fact I didn't get the appeal; it just never interested me. And then when I did finally play whatever one it was I played last year, it confirmed my suspicions. Didn't enjoy it from start to the finish, and when I say finish, I mean after probably 50 minutes. Didn't give it that much time because I didn't enjoy it, so I just kind of shut it down really. And I expect this will be much the same. So it's certainly not on my Christmas wish list, that's for sure.
Yeah, nah, I mean, yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just not real pulling me in. I probably will take a look because they're promising different things, and I mean, they are trying to do things differently with it, and whether it's for the better or worse kind of remains to be seen. It's like they're kind of making it more, you will give it a kind of almost a level up system where you'll get better at things depending on like how you actually use them. Like your stealth gets better the more you use the stealth, your action gets better the more you use whatever actions, being the bow and whatever else, which you always get upgrades in the game, but they're always kind of tied to the story. You would like unlock a certain part of the story and it would automatically unlock an upgrade for you. So they're just trying to kind of open worldify it, as Ubisoft seem determined to do absolutely everything that they do. I don't know that this needs it. I don't know. I think it's going to do fine. It's going to do grand. It's going to sell absolutely shitloads. Whether folk hate it or love it, it's going to sell absolutely shitloads just because they gave it a year. And I don't know. I don't think they're pulling in anybody new with it, to be honest. I think the diehards will love it, and if you'd already burned yourself out, I don't think this is going to change that at all. Crew.
So moving on to the crew. A good thing. I mean, you were saying that all the games are open world. They're not open world. I mean, look at the crew. Oh no, it is.
Oh no, it's totally. Aye.
That does look fun though. It does look like a bit of fun.
This is fucking, yeah. This is steep in cars. Is what this seems to have evolved into. And it looks kind of interesting. Like, my only problem with the crew wasn't the fact, well, it wasn't really the kind of open worldness or the story or anything else. The story was cheesy and terrible, but it was just the cars just did not handle well. I felt like I was playing with toys.
Yeah.
If they fix that, I think they've got something on their hands. I think trying to do the kind of whole open world switch between vehicles as you like, create races where you like an idea that they're putting into Steep is not a bad idea, and I think this is a more fitting premise for it than Steep is as far as kind of mainstream goes. But it all hinges on down whether your cars actually do any good or not, whether your cars actually handle very well or not. I've got no idea how a boat handles, so I'm going to find that harder to judge. But you know.
Well, I mean, what's fun about that is that kind of jumping between vehicles isn't new. I mean, we drive for San Francisco in like what 2004 or 2005, something like that, and that had that same mechanic. So it'll be interesting to see if that's the same kind of style. But at least in this game, it's used as a mechanic to keep the game running, as opposed to Driver, where it was you had some kind of weird seizure and you could travel between people in a driving game. You're like, fuck off, mate.
I don't know. I mean, Driver was just jump from car to car, and whatever else.
Was there not some stupid like pretext as to how you could do it? Like there's some kind of fucking thing.
Yeah, the guy was in a coma at the start. The guy was in a crash at the start of the game, and he was in a coma. The entire thing's a dream, more or less. Except it's actually happening out in the real world. So whether it's a dream or whether he's a ghost, I'm not quite sure. But
yeah,
the entire thing is a weird out of body experience that he's dreaming about. Essentially, while he's lying in a coma. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there does have to be something. There is something has to be said for the idea of being able to seamlessly, with no loading screens and no jarring of any kind, to be able to go from like boat mechanics to flight mechanics to driving on the roads, and to have that all work absolutely seamlessly without having to reload things and whatever else is an accomplishment, certainly. whether it's enough of a hook to actually make the game good. Well, it just comes down to handling. If cars handle well, and a racing game's a racing game, at the end of the day, it's like, so, I mean, that's all they need to do right. And they didn't in the last one, as far as I was concerned. And that's what sunk it for me.
I think that's their challenge, though. I mean, they're up against the legacy that is Forza Horizon 3. When Forza Horizon 2 is already massively popular, Forza Horizon 3, I've never seen anybody badly review that game.
Yeah.
So when that's your competition, they raised the bar considerably. So the crew better be tight. I'll definitely give it a go. And frankly, as I say, it depends on what month it lands in. But it might just be that we all end up buying it because we need a fucking 4-player co-op for this podcast.
Well, there's always that as well. Could be interesting. I would quite like to try and take the pair of yous out of the skies. There's absolutely no doubt about that. If I can't win, I can at least try and crash into the backies. Definitely.
Well, I mean, if Ghost Recon's anything taught us anything, the reality of it is that you won't need to take me out of the sky because I'll be in the ground before you can even get near me by accident. So
yeah, I mean, it's like in a car. I think that's definitely bad play, and I think it's absolutely you just definitely shouldn't do that, Stuart. But in a plane, no, definitely need to try and fucking wing these. It's got to be done.
I learned this move from Paul Abdul. Do you get interest in this one?
You're breaking up really badly. Is this the crew?
Yes.
It certainly looks nice. I mean, it's got the kind of graphics with regards to the cars are particularly nice. I mean, it's I want to say getting close to being on a par with Forza Horizon. Maybe the kind of landscape and buildings and so forth were not up to scratch from just watching that trailer there. But kind of hearing you say that the kind of the feel of the cars was kind of what was missing, then if you're not going to get that with a driving game, then quite frankly, why did you bother make the driving game in the first place? So
yeah,
it's one of those things. I might play the demo of it because I'm quite keen to play other racing games now after playing Forza Horizon. It sounds like I'm sponsored by them, but we'll see. I don't hold out any hope for it though.
It's actually funny you say that, sponsored by them, because people can assume that, but in actual fact, the company just made great games that are well considered and well designed. People would advertise them for them. Okay. You know, you can cut your marketing budget if you make an amazing game at the end of the day. So I think we'll look at that anyway, but I'm just looking at the amount of content we've still to cover off here, so I think we should probably just spring through like the kind of the chaff, as it were. Yeah,
I suggested that at the start, and you started listening off. I was just like, "Okay, that was there, but never mind."
Yeah, no, I did offer the idea. I did offer the idea of a democracy. Then I actually tried to achieve it, and nobody joined in. So I thought, "Fuck it, I'll just go through everything." Okay, so jumping through quickly, South Park, the Fractured Butthole, not really my kind of jam, but it's gonna have a very specific audience.
Yes, next. We know everything we need to know about South Park. Like it's aye. Now we have a release date. Woo! Awesome.
Transference is a VR title. It told us fuck all, so we'll ditch that.
Yeah.
Skull and Bones looks like they've taken the boats from Assassin's Creed Black Flag and went, let's flesh this out and make a game out of it.
Yes. I will be interested to see what they actually do with this, if they actually give it, if there's any sort of single player element or anything. If it is just purely, and given that this is the same company that gave us For Honor, I am going to take a really good guess that they're going to slap a £50 ticket on this and it's going to be multiplayer only. And it is just going to be 4v4 Black Flag, which sounds really good, but isn't going to hold my interest for any length of time. It's not the complete Black Flag game that I was looking for. I wanted them to take that portion out of Assassin's Creed and make another game around it. I don't think this one's for me. Having said that, it looked fucking awesome. It looks beautiful, but I can't see me picking up.
Yeah, I'll wait on that one. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not going to get us to stop playing Just Dance 2018 long enough to do it. That Skull and Bones. Did you see Skull and Bones trailer?
I did not know.
It's a piratey shenanigan, but basically it looks like a really serious, sad version of Sea of Thieves without the land lubbing, as it were. You didn't play Assassin's Creed Black Flag, did you?
No, I did not. That was the boaty one, wasn't it?
Yeah, the pirate one. It's phenomenal. I really enjoyed that game a lot. It didn't feel like Assassin's Creed is why I enjoyed it. But yeah, so this game looks incredible anyway. But we'll see what comes of that when we get more information as the game kind of unfolds. Starlink was a weird one. That was it looks a bit like No Man's Sky, but you get actual little spaceships that you bind onto your controller, actually, physically, and it adds on guns and stuff like Lego Amiibo kind of thing.
No
Very
Man's
odd.
Skylanders, as someone said.
Yeah, that's genius. Other than that, we've got Steep, which is Steep Road to the Olympics, which is an add-on for Steep. A game that I think would probably have done a lot better in 4K country when we get to full 4K 60 frames, and when things look nice, they look really fucking nice. I think Steep might have done better then.
So you can get another, 95 gradients of white? What?
No, like, it was just a game built on its ambience and its kind of, the view. I think in 4K that's a lot more impressive than it is at 1080p when it's just, flat mats. When you can do that, you've got the horses to push that draw distance, because the whole map's about draw distance. So
I mean, as it stands, it's a really beautiful looking boring game. I think in 4K it'll be an even more beautiful looking boring game.
I just think that I just think I'd have sold it better if it was all about. I think if they focused more on.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, that just means you sell more copies and disappoint more people. I don't see anything good about that.
Fair enough. I was going to discuss Far Cry 5, but I think we'll hang that for now, because that's going to be a whole long discussion as we get more information on the game, and we're going to play the shit out of it, and we've already talked it to death anyway. Agreement?
Okay.
You
Beyond Good and Evil, Zane, I saw you were playing the first one this week.
What
does that game even look like? I don't even know what it looks like to play.
Yeah, I took a look at this because I'd never actually played it, and I knew I had a copy of it somewhere, and I finally found it. It's actually the HD version, the HD remake that came out on the 360, which works on backwards compatibility. So I took a look at it and played a bit the first half hour, and it's actually quite fun, and I can see why people raved about it, or have been for 15 fucking years, because that's when it came out originally. This game was going into Halo 3 territory, and if you're wanting to wrap up this podcast quickly, then you brought up the wrong subject, my man. So this game came out like 15 years ago, and folk have been raving about it ever since.
Is it a brawler, or is it a Devil May Cry kind of style, or what is it?
It's it is a kind of adventure game. There is a kind of brawler aspect to it. There's also the kind of the airship hovercraft thing that you're in, kind of brings in shooter elements to it. It's got what seems to be quite an interesting story narrative throughout the whole thing, and quite comical story, well written story narrative as well, which is why a lot of people kind of like it, from what I can gather. I'm certainly going to go out and play the rest of it. I've only played like the first kind of 40 minutes so far, and it kind of hooked us. I can see why people have been shouting and up and down for this game. It looks, obviously, I mean, it's like I say, it's not an original Xbox game. It looks fuck all like what this did, original PS1 game. This is an interesting one because about 5 years ago at E3, Ubisoft came out and showed a trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2, and then it disappeared completely. And now they've come out 5 years later, so 10 years after the release of the game, they come out and go, here, we're making another one, show you a big trailer, this is what we've been working on. Then it disappears for another 5 years after that, and then they come out this E3 and go, look, here's the trailer. Crucially, the trailer at this E3 and the trailer that they showed at E3 5 years ago had absolutely no gameplay whatsoever. So I don't know. Do I want to get excited about this? Because we've been here before already with it.
Yeah.
So, and they've showed us no more now than they did 5 years ago. Completely different trailer, and it's completely different as well, because it's
not even like a restyle
and
trailer. It's a completely different thing.
No, it's completely different from what you saw this time round as well. I am hoping that this one actually exists this time, and it actually gets out there, and folk actually get what they want. Just for no other reason than to get people to shut the fuck up, because it's getting to like Halo 3, fucking Halo 3. It's getting to Half-Life 3 fucking states of mythos, this game.
Yeah.
They need to get it out just to shut the fuck up about it, if nothing else. However, said that, actually it was enough to make me go and take a look at the original, and I can now see why folk kind of liked it in the first place, and I'm kind of interested in seeing it, so they better fucking make it this time now. Bastards. Yeah, that's the shortened version. Look at that. Ranted homeworking me whole longer about that, but let's carry on.
Was it a 360 version you played, or the 360 remake you played, didn't it?
Yeah, it was the 360 HD remake.
Cool.
And it's clunky. I mean, it shows its age. It's a clunky wee game, but it does have genuine character and a genuinely interesting storyline. And yeah, like there is certainly something there. I can see why folk have been clambering for a new one for all this time. I did notice something interesting of comments wise. I think, like, because there's swearing and stuff in the trailer. And I think they kind of almost thought, okay, it'll be fine. Like, the folk that played this 15 years ago were like 13 at the time. They're now fucking in their 30s. They're in their 40s, these people. The bit of swearing will be fine. And it's like there's almost this instant backlash of, no, I played this game as a child, and I wanted to sit down and play this new one with my child. And you've got this monkey effing and blinding, go and screw yourselves. I think that actually kind of backfired on them a wee bit. So
yeah, I think it's a weird balance, because if they did it too kiddie, people nowadays wouldn't be able to relate to it. So it's a double-edged sword.
Aye, I think that's the thing. You've just got to make the game you want to make and pick up the other things you pick up. But yeah, they did actually upset quite a few people with the swearing, because folk have got this 15-year tie to the game and they want to play, like, relive that experience through their kids, and they're kind of taking that away from them by having a fucking monkey. Well, the monkey's not fucking, it's saying fuck, but you get the idea. Maybe it fucks, I don't know.
We don't know yet. Maybe it gets in about it.
Yeah.
He does say at the start of the trailer that he's got a date that just won't wait.
This is very true. There you go.
You know, maybe some monkey fucking happening there. Anyway, so I'd love to see a parent try to explain to their child the birds and the bees via a monkey sex sequence in a video game.
Yeah.
That's just something I can say without fear, because I have no kids, so that's all good. Moving swiftly on, Microsoft country. Xbox One X, what do you guys think?
It's the biggie. Someone else can go first.
I'll go first by saying I do not care what platform you love or whatever else. The fact you can buy that amount of power for 500 notes or £449 is insane. I mean,
yes, it
no,
yes, it is. It's also
one
very
of my
expensive.
graphics cards in my cooler costs £100 more than that machine.
Yeah. It's also very expensive for a console. It's an interesting dichotomy. I'm going to be interested to see which way it actually pans out.
I think that I don't know if 449. I mean, the Xbox.
No. You're coming at it from a technophile point of view and coming at it from someone who's educated.
Oh no! I don't mean that. I mean the fact that
like,
a console, Xbox One and the PS4 when they came out were £450.
Mm-hmm.
So
which is too much for a console.
Is it though nowadays?
Mm-hmm.
Because
yes.
no, well, think about it in relation to what everybody else does. We came from a place where the most expensive phone in the market, the iPhone, was £350 to buy when the first one came out.
Yeah.
People are now spending £1,000 on a phone.
Who's spending £1,000 on the phone? No one spends £1,000 on the phone. They're subsidised. People always use this argument, and it's totally fallacious.
No, it's not at all, because if you decided you wanted to go, you're not subsidising your console. So, for example, if you went to go and buy,
I know, that's my point.
But you are spending £1,000 on it just over a period of time. You can finance your console. It's in the same way. It's the same thing, because you're probably
no,
paying
it's not because it's not the same thing, because the standard way to buy a phone is subsidised and paying it monthly via contract. It's the standard way to buy a console.
For a fuck ton of people, the
just
standard way to buy a
because
console
you
is buying
can't
it
do
through a catalogue or through Argos.
Fucking here we go. Anyway. But no, it's historic. I mean, I am not talking personally. I'm talking historically. Historically, £500 is too much for a console, and they don't sell well at that price. And the prices drop quite rapidly, quite quickly because of it. PlayStation 3 lost the console wars that year because it came out at £500. It's objectively too high for a console. For what it is a fucking phenomenally amazing deal.
Yeah.
And that's where I have an issue, because I go, for what's in that machine, for what that machine outputs, that's a fucking amazing price. I would expect to pay another £200 on top of that.
Yeah.
And That's one argument, and the other argument is historically, objectively, consoles don't do well at £500 mark, which is an interesting problem for Microsoft because they have a console that is worth more than £500.
Do you not think it could have
Getting people to
flared,
pay that is going to be a real struggle.
Do you not think that's flared slightly though?
What do you mean?
In the sense that when I was a kid, I would get my computer for my Christmas off mum and dad, maybe my Spectrum or whatever I'd get.
Yeah.
And they would spend as much as they could humanly afford, and it would be some ungodly number. I mean, PCs, remember, whenever you're a kid and somebody had a PC at school, you're obviously rich, because that's £1,000 for electronics that nobody needs. What I'm thinking of is, when you're a kid, you used to get what you used to get, whatever you used to get your hands on. You could get an N64, you could get whatever your parents thought was the right thing to buy you, because you didn't have all this information either.
Yes.
But nowadays, kids, you see children with phones, you see kids with an iPhone, you see kids with an iPad, like a fucking £400 iPad that the mum and dad get them to play Angry Birds on. I think that...
It's because you're paying £30 a week and they're thinking about the price of it.
No, but an iPad I'm talking about. I know tons of kids under 10 with iPads, their own iPads, not like their mum and dad's iPad that they bought. They get bought an iPad. There's a £500-600 device, and you're going, I don't know that fear is there for people anymore. If that's basically the nag factor is eternal. If the kids want that thing and they keep mentioning that thing, that's what they're going to get.
Yeah,
I don't think the price point is as bad as it could be.
Yeah, actually, no, it's not, and that's the other problem I have is the name. Because I got to turn around and say they want an Xbox One S, and the poor parent who knows absolutely nothing about this, they're going to say they want an Xbox One X, and the poor parent who knows nothing about this is going to come home and they're going to open their Christmas present. It'll be an Xbox One S or an Xbox original, God forbid, because they don't know the difference.
No,
it's a stupid name to give it.
It is, but I mean, that's where Microsoft don't give a shit about that, because they're hoping the sales guys will catch that and say, oh no, you want this one, this is the best one. Because parents will generally do that when they're buying something for their kids. What one is that? I want the best one. Alright, that's the price on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think this comes down to, I think a lot of this comes down to Microsoft just being that. They don't actually, their main concern, main concentration is Windows, not Xbox. And I don't mean just like gaming wise, I just mean like in general. And so you're like, yeah, you're right, Microsoft don't give a shit about that. It's kind of part of the problem. I really didn't like the name PlayStation Pro at first until it was actually you of all people who explained it to me of how it actually makes sense from from a general consumer point of view. It just makes sense of what it is. You get the PlayStation, you get PlayStation Pro. It's a better version of the PlayStation, and if that's what they're going to go for, that's what they're going to go for. It's like Microsoft X versus Microsoft S means absolutely nothing whatsoever. Yeah. It's a terrible, terrible name.
I was hoping they were going to go with Xbox Super or Xbox Ultra or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. Anything.
Xbox Super would be brilliant.
Wouldn't it? Can Xbox
Super?
Exactly. Xbox Kestrel. But so it's a bit of a weird one. I'm not super fond of the name. I think putting X's anywhere is fine. I don't really care. I just think, I mean, it's a console I'm definitely buying. I just like the idea that the fact that it's smaller than the S is insane as well.
Yeah. And for all those that have watched previous episodes of Tab and just hear nothing but us bigging Xbox and being slightly more dismissive of PlayStation, this is the moment. This is it. I am shitting all over Xbox for this. I think their price is too high and it's going to struggle them to sell it, even though it's worth that price, and their name's just fucking stupid.
Have you seen the pre-orders though?
Going to cause them serious problem. The pre-orders, I mean, that's like. But again, that's, of course, there's always going to be like the early adopters like we did for VR and all the rest of it. That doesn't count for anything as far as the general public's concerned.
Yeah, but if you've got to report your financial year in the first quarter of 2018 and all of your stock for 2017 is gone already, that makes it look good. You're going to find that Microsoft are going to start turning around going, oh, we're going to start putting our numbers out again because they're not getting fucked as hard as usual.
Yeah, and the shareholders will just sit and come into their wee pants, and it's awesome for them, but it still doesn't do it for the general consumer who doesn't know that this is for an S, an X, or a fucking...
a teraflip.
Aye, like... I do think it's a genuine problem. I think it's going to hurt them. I think it's stupid of them.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think there's better ways of doing this. The problem is that They did the other thing last time where they went TV Connect, TV Game, TV, and it all just ended up with this fucking situation where it was very consumer focused, and the core gamers were pissed off about it. This time they've pushed the needle all the way the other way, and it's pure about the core gamers and the redditors and all the ones who go meh.
I mean, I'm not saying it's going to fail. I'm not saying it's going to end up in the toilet. But I'm saying like they are definitely causing themselves issues that they didn't need to cause themselves by giving it a stupid name. And the price thing is going to be an issue for a while.
Yeah, that's true. But as I say, I bought my Xbox One a wee while after everybody else. I think D got his day one, and that was a 450 quid console day one. So it's an interest. Every time a new iteration comes out,
some chump bought me that for my Christmas.
Oh yeah?
Not for me. It was some chump bought me that for Christmas.
A pair of chumps.
Yeah, I mean, I bought mine day one. I spent that stupid amount of money on it.
And the thing is that that's now becoming the watermark for a console.
No, it's not. No, it's not. They're bringing it to that price.
Came out at that price. The PS
and absolutely.
The Xbox One came out at that price, and the Xbox One S came out at that price, and the Xbox One X came out at that price. So how's that not the watermark?
Because if I had to drop the price rapidly after launch, they've never
get adoption.
They keep exactly. They keep trying to sell them at that price and can't fucking sell them at that price, and then have to drop the price 6 months later.
That's why it's called a watermark. It's the highest point where it starts. So the point is that if they're going to keep releasing this until somebody bites.
Well, they're putting their head below that watermark. They're putting them out and drowning and having to recover 6 months later.
And they're kind of like here, and they're kind of holding hands up with the price up high. They're losing money on this machine. They're fucking losing money hand over fist in this machine. Mm-hmm. I think they all do, to be honest with you. I don't think maybe Sony's making like 20 quid a console, as I understand it.
Yeah, I mean, my annoyance isn't that the machine is £500 because it is worth £500. It's worth more than that. My annoyance is the fact that it's going to suffer because of it.
You mean the?
It's like I'm not sitting here saying I think this machine should be like £399 because then I'll run out and buy it. I'll fucking buy it at £500. That's not a fucking problem. The fucking problem is it actually causes problems for Microsoft, the fact that it is £500, because they've put a lot of time and a lot of development and a lot of architecture in here that is worth a shitload more than £500, and they're going to really struggle to sell it at that price.
Well, I think you're right, because the other thing there is that one of the guys in chat, I think it was Jay, just pointed out, is that it's not about, maybe in Zalek actually, but it's not about the fact that it used to be when a new console came out, because you all remember when we got our Xbox Ones, and I'm sure it happened to you, your PS4 as well. When you first get it, you go, there's not much to play in this fucking thing. Seems I got my Rift, there was fuck all to play on that, and I'm sitting there going, there's like maybe 20 titles, and I got mine, 7 months after it was launched. So you're sitting there going, there's not a lot to play. And now Xbox have pulled a rather good move by saying, here's backwards compatibility. Actually, here's backwards compatibility. And that's just expanded the catalogue to the thousands easily. So that's a good move.
We'll see how they roll it out.
They're looking at 500 in the first quarter, is what I understand. Yeah. So that if they pull it off, good.
Oh no, absolutely.
They could probably keep everybody happy by being selective and doing 100. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, as someone who never owned an original Xbox, I am absolutely stoked for this to happen and see these things that I missed out on at the time.
But the thing I was getting at with that is the fact that at least, as I say, one of the guys in chat pointed out, at least this time around you can buy the X if you want it, or you can wait your 6 months because you can still play the same games.
Yes.
See, if your priority is fidelity, audio fidelity, video fidelity, then you buy the fancier console. And the thing is, that's good because it gives, as much as it's confusing for the consumer, it still gives the consumer freedom of choice, because it's like I've got a giant ass 60-inch TV in there, but it is 1080p, and I'm going, I want to buy a 4K TV to support the Xbox One X. That's a choice I'm making because I've got an educated choice to make, that I understand the implications of all these things. A lot of people don't, and a lot of people will be more than fucking happy with a 1080p console for the next however long, and that's fine. At least it's not a matter of you need this new thing, fuck your old thing. That's what I'm happy about. I think Sony are even adopting it. Well, I'm hoping Sony adopt that, because if they don't start doing some proper real backwards compatibility, that's a big loss for them as far as I'm concerned, because I've tested the PS Now service, and it's a bucket of useless shit. I don't know a single person that's paying for that, and I don't know why you would.
No, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But yeah, I mean, that's just that's down to, well, one, there's so many there's so many countries that still get internet caps that it's just a stupid idea in the first place, and B, streaming technology is not actually fast enough for majority of people that playing a game via stream is a good idea. It's just, that is pointless, it's worthless, absolutely useless.
The one thing as well I meant to actually add to that is that the backwards compatibility aspect in the Xbox 360 and original Xbox is currently, according to 3 different Reddit posts and a couple of guys who are kind of the guys that are always kind of close to accurate, that they're bringing keyboard and mouse support to the Xbox overall, and they're also bringing the backwards compatibility for the original Xbox and the Xbox 360 to Windows 10. That is how you attack an ecosystem. They're doing exactly what the guys we were watching on Dropped Frames says they're doing on Apple. It's exactly what they're doing. They're just putting a lasso around you going, everything's here, come on in. And
No, it makes sense.
That's how you do business.
It makes sense. It's also slowly the death of the Xbox as a console. The Xbox can become a brand.
Oh, definitely.
Which is concerning for me. So I like my consoles.
I don't know if we'll see the death of it. I think what you'll get is a very clean parity between, do you want to play in your living room on a little box, or do you want to play in your bedroom with a big box? It's pretty much that. And I think they're going to get Xboxes, but they're going to be fewer and further between. We got 10 years out of the 360.
I lost one testicle betting on the release of Far Cry 5. I'm going to bet my other one on Xbox as a console disappear. It's going to go. It's just going to be better. It's just going to be part of Windows 10 ecosystem. It's going to be a brand rather than a box.
So how's that going to work in terms of people in the living room? How are they going to do that? Because they need a device to deliver that.
They don't care.
I don't think they've put this amount of development life cycle into something like this. This could last 10 years if it needed to.
Yeah.
So.
And then there won't be another one.
I'm
not talking about short-term plan. I'm talking about, I think this is Microsoft's overall plan. I think they want to get rid of the Xbox. I don't think
it's a bad thing, but if you're looking at seeing 10 years time, theoretically, in 10 years time, you could have a TV with this functionality built in, a big fat graphics card in the back of the TV, and they deliver you Xbox One via that, or you buy a PlayStation powered TV. That's what I think might be the case. I don't see a situation where they'll take the box out altogether, because unless the PC delivery system becomes a thing where PCs are no longer, they've did this for years with HTPC, where the idea was the PC stayed in one room and it delivered to the whole house, which is something I'm going to build in my own house anyway. But I think that might be the next tier, where they have this kind of big server unit. Not even big, but just you take like the Xbox One X, you stick that amount of power, and if you could deliver that screen in real time and your controller over Wi-Fi, that's ideal.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing: you've got the Windows 10 in just about every house in the country, in one form or another, which is basically what they're going for, and are they that far off having? If you can get everyone who's on an Xbox console to keep buying the games and keep buying the software on the Windows 10 machine rather than that, then you no longer need to build that hardware and you save yourself a shitload of cash.
Yeah.
And that is what they're going for. And you will have that. I mean, you've already got the technology to be able to stream with almost zero latency from your PlayStation to your Vita. So streaming from your PC to your large screen television without the need of a box is already something you can do just now with almost minimal latency. So that there really isn't any need for the box. And I think that's what their plan is. I think their plan is to get rid of the box completely, and not have any of those hardware issues, not have any of the R&D for that, because everybody else is making the PCs. You're buying their games and you're buying their ecosystem on. And I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying personally will lament it when that day comes. But that is what they're going for. I'm sure of it.
I would like to see that be the case, in the case that it works. At the moment, the lack of control and the fragmentation of home network setups between people who can't get cables through their house, between shitty Wi-Fi, between good Wi-Fi that just doesn't work well in a house where there's a giant boiler, for example, water diffusion and all this shit. That is the problem, and also shy of maybe 5 countries in the whole world having the bandwidth to support this kind of thing. If you were going to stream it externally, like using Azure, I don't know that.
Oh no, it's
I think we're
not.
talking.
No,
I think we're talking 7 to 10 years.
No, we're not talking about streaming externally ever. We're talking about streaming internally within your Wi-Fi.
Not
Streaming
for
externally is your PlayStation Now nonsense. It doesn't work.
So would you suggest
we're
then?
not talking about that at all.
It makes sense. It does make sense. Would you suggest then that the kind of the next mantra will be the home server again? Because we've had that in the early 2000s where it didn't really take off. But do you think that's where we're going back to?
Could be. Could be. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just building big enough hard drives into your PC as far as they're concerned, which they're having to do at the moment on the consoles to their cost.
Yeah.
I think that's basically just what it comes down to, is like the amount of cost it makes to make these consoles and stuff is something they want to get rid of.
Yeah. D, thoughts?
I'd like to say I had some, but I've been busy doing the cover listening to you two guys argue. So all I'm going to say is, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Which one?
Say again?
Both.
Who won,
the
me
last
or
one was, I think,
Aye.
what he's saying.
Who
Yes.
won, me or who won, me or him? Not to put you on the spot or nothing.
He can't answer that. Chat, who won, me or Dave? Hopefully chat are paying more attention than the Photoshop guy. All right, so yeah, I think it's a good console. To brush it off, I think it's a great console. I'm looking forward to buying it. Definitely up for that, and I'm looking forward to all the shit that comes with it. And I'm going to make it an excuse to replace my TV just because I can.
Yes. I think it's an absolutely phenomenal console, and I think it is going to do well eventually. I think it's going to suffer at first.
Probably. I mean,
And
the amount of my friends that kind
Totally
of,
up for getting one.
many of my friends that kind of sat on 360s for a year and a half before they even looked at an Xbox One was many, absolutely. But no, again, it's like everything else. Is what's your priority? Buy the thing that you want to buy. If you want the very best of that, go and buy it. It's like I've got multi-room audio in my house. If I wanted to do it right, I'd have bought Sonos. It would have been ideal. It would have been perfect. But I did it with Chromecast because it was cheap and it's not that important to me in a rented house. So it's down to what experience you want. And also, as you said as well, I'm looking at it from a technical perspective. It's a technical way to do anything. I mean, realistically, I could not bother. My machine's 10 times fucking faster than the Xbox One X at this time. So
I mean, for that perspective, all I'm saying is, like, you know as well as I do, that from a technical point of view, that box is worth more than £500. Like, that box is a really, really, really good deal.
Yeah. Well, my actual plan is to stick I'm going to stick an Xbox One S in the studio. I've got one here in the studio. I'm going to put one in my bedroom and then put the X in the living room because the S is the best value console I've ever seen. That thing's amazing. I mean, the fact it plays 4K Blu-ray on the back of a machine that's just over 200 quid. You can't buy a decent standalone Blu-ray 4K player for 200 quid. You buy that wee bastard and you get that with it, and you get Atmos support. Amazing. Cracking little bit. But anyway, moving swiftly onwards to the rest of our games so we can get to the big boy Sony, whose show I enjoyed thoroughly, considering I spent 20 minutes talking about Xbox.
Don't worry, I'm going to shit on them as well, folks.
Forza 7 looked incredible. I actually only got to catch all the trailer for that today. That looks really good. There wasn't any doubt about that, though, let's be honest.
It's a nice pretty rain effects.
Yeah, it's all physics. But you're right, it's exactly that. It's like, what more? I think we're very much at this kind of like, unless somebody shows me in 10 years' time that, oh, here's where it went to, cool. But at this point, I can't see how driving games get any better. You've got two modes. You've got hyper-realism and you've got arcade. That's it.
No, Forza's awesome. That'll continue to be awesome, and it's going to look prettier and prettier with each one that comes out. But there's not really much more to say about it. It's gorgeous and it's epic and it's kicking the arse out of Gran Turismo because they only make one every like 3 centuries.
When's the last Gran Turismo? Was it GT3?
I don't know. I think
5, wasn't it?
I think, yeah, I could barely grow a beard when it came out. It's like,
What, were you a fetus? Because you had a beard your entire life.
pretty much.
So that looks good. Metro Exodus, this trailer looks incredible.
Yes. I never played any of the Metro games. I've played bought them recently just to take a look, because again, it's another one of those franchises where I've been hearing for year upon year upon year upon year about how good these games are, and for some reason missed them.
I completely missed them too.
So I don't really know what to expect as far as the actual game is concerned, but it certainly looked absolutely gorgeous.
Did you not play both Metro games?
Yeah, so they were released, I'm sure, as a kind of package. Was it Metro, whatever the year was, Metro Redux, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they were both kind of decent games, kind of good hook to them. By the time I got around to playing them, it wasn't obviously at the height of the kind of power of the graphics that when they were kind of first released, right enough. So seeing this kind of new version of the game, because I enjoyed the gameplay of the other ones. I'll be kind of very interested to see what it's like, kind of up to new generation specs. So definitely interested in that.
I'd like to also pose a wee question to the chat. I know that I think both these guys are PlayStation guys, and I was just reading back in some of the messages about Xbox. I'm just wondering what the thinking is and whether they would. I guess it's that thing is that you get this kind of binary thinking where people go, would you switch or would you not switch? You go, just have both. If you need both, do it, kind of thing. So I'm interested to see what the view is there. Sorry, back to that as a kind of an aside. Metro Exodus is one of those things that I looked at, and that's what I want when I watch E3. I want something that makes me go, that is breathtaking. That looks like that's. I want that line between FMV and game. It gets so blurred, there is no way to tell. That's what I really love. Not that weird little transition where it kind of jerks a little bit. I want it to be this clean thing, and I think that trailer looked phenomenal. Again, we don't know where the game started and where the kind of trailer ended, as it were, on that one, and it could just be that good. I don't know, but I'm excited about it anyway because the idea of playing that kind of game where it's a whole new world to discover for me sounds exciting. So
yeah, I don't think what we were looking at there was gameplay as such. Like it might have been rendered in the in-game engine, but there was too much weird things that you just don't get in gameplay, like those big fuck off rat things are coming at them, and the screen it's looking down at the gun, it look at changing out the reloads and just kind of purposely bringing the gun up into the frame and being a bit too slow with the changes and all the rest of it, just to show you how nice and detailed the gun actually is that you're never going to see. There's
also that element of where you watch a game like that where the gun moves around but the camera doesn't follow it.
Aye, and it's like changing out the loadouts. So he's going to shoot the bear at the end of it, and he's changing out the loadouts and pulling out the arrow, pulling out the different type of arrow, and going, "This is a different type of ammunition," and then sticking it into the thing and sticking it into the crossbow to shoot and things. It's like that. It's too slow for proper gameplay for those things to actually be in a game. So I don't think we were looking at actual gameplay there. I think we were looking at a pre-rendered scene, possibly within the game engine, which looks absolutely phenomenal. But I definitely don't think you're sitting looking at straight gameplay there, which always leaves me sitting going, well, we'll see when it comes out, or we'll see closer to the time when we get actual gameplay, because that certainly wasn't it, I don't think.
I think you're right. I think it's more down to the kind of orchestration of it rather than the potential and capability to pull it off. It's then that it kind of breaks the fundamental rules of interaction. Yeah. More than it breaks the kind of that machine can't do that. It's more of you wouldn't be able to play it that way because it would break how you would focus on the game.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's not to say that I think like it's going to come out and looking like a piece of shit compared to what we see there, because it's not a Ubisoft game, so chances are it will look like that when it comes out. But I definitely don't think it was straight gameplay at that point.
Cool. I'm definitely going to buy that anyway. So moving forward, we have got PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. That game looks rough as a badger's arse.
Aye.
And when you pointed out for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes out, I mean, it's in early access on PC at the moment, and they're making a big deal about it being being Xbox launch exclusive. Whether that means it's only console launch exclusive, whether that means it's only coming to Xbox, or it's a delayed. Before it goes to the others. It's going to come to Xbox first, and it's going to come to Xbox first because it's the only console that allows early access games. And it's going to come out and it's going to be rough as fuck when it does, because it's going to be in early access the same way it is on Steam at the moment. And the flip side of that is PC gamers are absolutely losing their shit over this, especially PC streamers are absolutely having a blast with this game. The guy, Player Unknown, is just that. He is a streamer who then developed this game with the help of others, and it's done what it's set out to do. It's captured the imagination of lots of streamers, and it's getting fucking hundreds upon thousands of views, and it does look pretty cool. It looks pretty shaky at the moment, but it's pretty cool. It's going to look pretty shaky for a while because it's going to come out in an unfinished state, for what it's worth.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I need to go completely off topic here just for a split second. Somebody just messaged me on Facebook. Do you remember we went to the SAE, the Sound and Audio, the Scottish Audio Institute?
The School of Audio Engineering.
Yeah, thank you. I've had too much vodka. Do you remember we went there?
Yes, I do.
Mid-2000s, recorded a 3-track.
Tried to, yeah.
Tried to. The guy, the actual mixing desk that we recorded on is for sale. So he went, do you want this? I'm like, no, 500 quid. That was a 10 grand desk when it came out.
I was going to say, that's a bargain.
It's a mixing desk. Sorry, Zane, I jumped right off topic there. Just like one of those kind of on the spot things. I thought, I must share this. Yeah. Well, yeah, me and Dee make music together if nobody knows this. And a mixing desk that was used to record one of ours. I'm talking about it like it's fucking Abbey Road. And the desk, when we went in there, we were like, kind of, oh my god, this is pure voodoo, and it turns out that's for sale. So there you go. Random aside, sorry about that, guys. I just had to kind of share that. Okay, quickly, I want to say one thing about Battlegrounds. I'm going to suck at it, and I'm going to be killed instantly, and I'm going to be at the start of the game, and I'm going to have to watch you cats for 40 minutes. But I'm looking forward to getting a go of this with you guys. I don't give a shit what it looks like. I said it looks rough because it looks worse on the PC streams I've watched. It looks better in the trailers, but then you've got a chance to polish it. But I'm totally up for that. Fucking Hunger Games with machine guns, sign me up.
So is this the thing, 100 people online at one time, kind of like that? Is it
Battle
DayZ
Royale.
or something that's out just now, similar to that?
I think DayZ tried to implement a mod like this. There's quite a few of them out there at the moment on PC. I don't follow them because they don't interest me. I couldn't tell you the names of the decent ones, to be honest.
But I'm definitely interested. It just looked like a good game, a bit of survival and having to team up. There's probably some kind of Division-esque tactics and kind of what have you, a la the Dark Zone and whatnot. So I'm definitely interested in that, particularly you cats.
Can't.
Yeah, no, I just think it'd be good fun. I mean, again, the reason I don't like those kind of multiplayers is because I'm fucking brutal at them. So, but this one looks like it's not quite as because it's more considered. It's not like your Call of Duty you run about shooting everybody. You're going to have limited ammo. You're going to have limited resources, so you don't get to just run and be a bastard the whole time. So, I think that could be interesting, especially a team of 4. If you each other got your backs, then you could get a good strategy and actually kind of last it out. That's going to be quite interesting.
Aye, I mean, yeah. I'm sure it'll be fun to learn about for half an hour with you guys, but other than that, just not my thing.
I definitely give it a spin. Next one up, we get Deep Rock Galactic, which looks like Astroneer. Google Astroneer, and then add dwarves and some kind of weird shooting mechanic with some monsters on it. It looks exactly like Astroneer. I wonder what those guys think of this game. They must be like, get fucked.
Yeah, I do not know what this is at all. Like, I don't know what its purpose is or anything else. It's like dwarves gone mining, intergalactic mining until they get attacked by shit, and then it's suddenly a 4-squad fucking wave defense. That I have no fucking clue, man.
It was for something as kind of weird as it seems. It's also glossed over immensely quickly.
I guessing we're not seeing this for a while or something. Features interactivity on Mixer. Okay.
Right.
So pricks watching your stream can fuck about with your game and send hundreds of monsters after you. Oh joy.
They don't get this, do they? You put 5 people in a room, you're going to get somebody like D who just wants to fuck up your shit or throw a fucking grenade at your helicopter. How many? I don't know. I'm not going to go into that either. It felt like all night. I felt victimized. Part of me was turned on, part of me was annoyed.
Twice in a row and I hadn't.
I think the other helicopter just blew up, but anyway, that's a whole other subject. Moving on from that, State of Decay 2D, you're very excited about this one, are you not?
Oh yes, so much so I've just included it in the graphic for this week. Yeah, absolutely adored the first one. Like there ain't no thing. So yeah, very, very, very much looking forward to an updated version. I.e., should be better. Plus, potentially playing with you guys.
4-player co-op.
Yeah, 4-player co-op. So it should be good. I hope the main mechanics are there and thereabouts, because once you actually got the hang of it, not that it actually went through a proper tutorial with you, from what I remember, and I ended up having a couple of people die on me by accident. But yeah, once I got into it, absolutely brilliant game, completely besotted with it, looking forward to it. Can't come soon enough, and now we see that it's now actually not penned for release until 2018, which is news because it was supposed to be 2017.
Nice.
Yeah, I am just. I'm gonna take the course that you take as long as your game damn well needs to make in order before they release it.
Oh, it was one of the games that you
do you know what I mean?
said that coming whenever the game's damn ready, which I kind of liked. That was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I'm absolutely disappointed that we're not getting to play this sooner. The fact that it is a 4-player co-op and is our jam is. I'm kind of gutted, but at the same time, it's like if you got to take an extra few months, 3 months, whatever, and just polish the shit out of it, then by all means, guys.
Yep, agreed. Bouncing
15
forward,
years on the other hand, fucking beyond good and pissed off.
beyond good and fuck you. Next up, we've got Darwin Project, which was that weird one where the wee guy. I think that's the weird one where the guy cracks out the guitar and starts having a weird Brian May episode himself, is it? I don't know. It was very weird anyway, but yeah, so don't care about that. We'll care about that when they bring out another trailer. I'll just double check if I've got the wrong game. I might be tripping. Oh no, the Darwin Project was that weird one where it was like a kind of like looked a little bit like Overwatch, but in an open space and people were shooting each other. Don't know what the hell that was about. This is the one where the guy came on and did the weird commentary. That's what it was.
That's it.
So that was weird. I don't know what that was about, but I don't really care either. It was weird because they gave a guy space on the stage to do a commentary on a game that nobody knew. It was literally 45 seconds of just turmoil, and he went, I don't know what the fuck that is. After that, we've got Minecraft, cross-platform, discussed that already. Black Desert, which is an MMORPG, I believe.
Yes.
A Morpg. So I've not heard much about that. Is that PC as well? Take it.
It's on PC at the moment. It's a Korean. I think it's free to play, or either way, it's a Korean MMO, so it's just going to stiff the fuck out you for microtransactions, and it'll look very beautiful while it does it.
Good times. Up from that, we've got
cheap Korean horror.
Cheap Korean horror.
Cheap Korean horror of a game. It's just going to sit there and look pretty and siphon you out of all your cash.
Is it free to play?
As I'm saying, I don't remember if it's free to play or just very, very cheap. I think it was like £6 on Steam. So, but it's an absolutely gorgeous looking game, and it probably is very good. But it will be full of microtransactions up the arse.
Yeah, fuck that. Next up, we've got the Last Night. This looked intriguing. Looked like a cross between Blade Runner and Another World, a flashback. And I actually saw an interview with one of the developers the other day when I was watching kind of post footage, and the guy says, yeah, it was totally inspired by Flashback. And what was weird is I don't know who the developer is on this one, but the guy came out and he was talking to Day 9, because it was Day 9's a PC gaming show. I think
on a PC game.
And I think the game is. I don't know if it's already on Steam, but is it? I know available 2018. But whoever the developer is, he was talking away to Day 9. He says, "Oh, I'd also like to take this opportunity," and apologised for his Twitter behaviour. I don't know what this guy did. Did you see this?
No, that's not.
The wee French guy that came on to talk about this game, they obviously want the kind of lead developers or whoever he is. He says, "Oh, I'd like to apologise for my behaviour on Twitter," and I'd like to. And then Day9 went, "All right, so your game." It was really weird. I said, "What the fuck's his beef?" But it looked really, really beautiful. It looked incredible. So, I'm a bit, you know me, I'm a big sucker for good kind of design style. Everything from Inside to like Limbo and all that shit. I mean, just fantastic looking games will always suck me in.
Using those as examples, right? I remember watching this and looking at it, and the kind of part of me liked it and part of me didn't like it. That's the kind of stylization of it. And what it came down to was I like the stylization, but why did it have to be kind of pixelated? Why could that not have just been smooth and just kept the same feel? The pixelation of it actually slightly annoyed me.
The pixelation of it is I think what it is they're kind of doing, because it's an unusual thing to look at, because you're looking at pixelation in the traditional kind of 8 to 16-bit feel, but what you've also got is you've got text, you've got shadow, and you've got light bouncing off a 2D object as if it's 3D. So it's a real trick of the eye, but I think also that kind of pixelized thing gives you an element of nostalgia as well.
Yeah, here's the thing with this one, it's even more fucked up than that, because those are actual 3D objects.
Yeah.
Made to look 2D.
It's like when you watch Futurama and you see the 3D ship and stuff flying, but it's still a 2D object. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, but this isn't like this isn't a pixel rendered game. This is like a fully 3D polygonal game that is then made to look like a 2D.
So they've done all the work and then they downgrade it in that from that perspective.
Yeah, it's just an art choice that for the past, I don't know, 6 years now, is 7 years possibly, has just been a big thing. Like the whole pixel art thing has just been a runaway train. My God, that boy's bladder is just ridiculous. Aye, so it's it's.
Right, second time was a P.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I think she'll just sit here in silence till he comes back.
Do you see what I'm saying though? Do you not think it would be? I see what they're going for, like the kind of the whole another world and all that kind of stuff, but I just think it would be cooler if it was like that, but it was kind of smooth graphics rather than that.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it looked kind of cool. I thought it looked kind of interesting. It does kind of look. It's like it was a kind of weird. I think the fact that it is an actual like kind of 3D rendered game, given that kind of 2D polish, it gave it a kind of look that's not quite one or the other for me. It didn't look too objectionably 8-bitty. I can certainly see why it would turn some folk off. However, it does kind of sit in this kind of middle ground. It didn't bother me too much.
I'm intrigued by it though. I'm kind of interested to see what it's like and how it actually plays.
Yeah, I think after that, what else did we have? Code Vein, some sort of weird Japanese thing that I knew absolutely nothing about, and I couldn't actually tell you if it was good, bad, or indifferent. It looked pretty enough, but I couldn't actually tell you anything about it. Didn't actually show you enough to tell to be able to say.
Oh yeah, that's as soon as it came up, just because it's got the kind of Japanese style of kind of graphics. I just went like, man, I'm out.
I switched you off anyway. It's just not your thing.
Nope.
Followed by Sea of Thieves,
which has got some more attention from us.
Yeah, I mean, up until this point, I was not really sold. I was totally buying it because it's 4 players co-op having a malarkey kind of thing, and I thought I've got to have fun with it anyway. But what they showed this day was actually a bit more intriguing. Of you kind of getting the maps, having to follow the directions through to find it to actually find the treasure, and having kind of NPC enemies trying to stop you, take it back to the ship, and then that plus the PvP battles at sea, trying to get it back to it. It looked a lot more involved than what it's been before. Before it just looked like 4 guys pissing about on a boat, to be quite frank. I think possibly the fact that it doesn't come out now until next year, and they were showing it off last year. I don't think they actually had a game last year. I think they just literally had, you can get drunk in the pub and piss about in a boat. Whereas now it's starting to look like a game. Now it's actually starting to look like there's a bit of material to it. What that translates to, like what you actually do with your booty, so to speak, once you get it. Is it, it'd be kind of determine the longevity, I suppose. Like, is it for upgrading upgrading your ship? Is it, what do you actually do with that treasure once you've got it?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I'm kind of looking forward to it again, just because of the kind of co-op aspect of it. It just looked like it could be quite funny. I think most of us were sold as soon as you realised you could jump into a cannon and get fired off onto another ship and board that ship.
That was funny. And full kudos to whoever was doing the voiceover for
that was mega.
For the gameplay trailer. He sold it really well. He was really funny. He was really good.
Do we think that was just gameplay for the trailer commentary, or do we think that's in game?
No, it's just for the trailer
No,
commentary.
that was for the show.
No, it was very good.
But it did really well. To kind of it did well to show off more of what the game actually is, rather than just here's 4 guys pissing about on a boat.
As you said, saying as long as there's an ultimate goal there, like whether it is just making your boat badass and be able to kill everybody, great. But there needs to be a because the thing I found with, like the kind of loot 'em ups, as you called them, is like the Division is that whole kind of you go out, you murder everything, you get some perks, and you go right. But also somebody much stronger than me. With the idea of being able to power up your boat, might give you a little bit more flexibility in that.
Yeah.
So
Division
it's an open world. There's a lot of things you could build into it in terms of challenges and things that might be more entertaining.
Yeah, Division did the whole loot 'em up thing really badly though. That's the thing. It's like very few folk have actually got that spot on. Destiny seem to do a better job at it, and they're all trying to chase Diablo for that, to be honest. It'll be interesting to see where it goes for there. I mean, it certainly looks fun. I don't know. I think there is still that risk. I think the 4 of us are going to get this game. We're going to just get surrounded by fucking 3 ships full of 14-year-olds that just absolutely rape fuckers, and we throw down our controllers and discuss and never look at it ever again. But you know, that's the chances you take.
That's what we said, wasn't it? It was PvP as opposed to PvE.
I mean, that's like there are. I don't think it's like a massive MMO type thing. I think there's maybe like 3 other boats within the same instance of you, so that's maybe like, what would that be, 4, 8, 16 players? 4 on each boat or whatever. I don't think it's like a kind of massive game, and I don't think it's a massive area, certainly going by the map. I've watched a kind of a 40-minute gameplay stream on this current build as well, and it is pretty much exactly that, but you were seeing ships a lot more frequently than this trailer gave you the impression that you would. Like that, you know, this trailer is really focusing on the here's how you get the treasure thing, like here's how you go after the treasure, and here's what happens when you get it, and here's what kind of things will kind of pop up to try and stop you getting it, and yada yada yada. And then they kind of showed you, oh look, there's a boat in the horizon, and showed you a bit of the PvP footage. I watched like about 40 minutes worth of actual proper gameplay, and you were running into the other ships a lot more than this would actually infer, and you were running into like all 3 of the other ships at once and things like that, which, if that's your bag, could be absolutely awesome, and could also be frustrating as hell, depending exactly what it is you're trying to get and what you're trying to get out of the game.
The hope is that the game attracts an audience of people who want to play a game where the spirit of the game is cleaner, as in it's a cartoony game, it's a bit of fun, everybody have a good time. You don't end up getting your I'm a badass sniper guy that wants to ruin everybody's party. You're kind of hoping to get in the spirit of it, you know?
Nah, but that's exactly what you're going to get. You maybe not so much way if there's only 4 boats, because that was my big concern, is that it would be lots and lots, so like it was a big kind of MMO style thing, there'd be lots of people, in which case anytime you try to get back to port to drive off your stuff, there's just going to be 16 boats there waiting to gank you for your stuff, that don't actually bother going out to do anything other than just rape fucking people that do actually go out and do the work and get the treasure, and just steal them off them at the last minute. Hopefully, if there's only like 4 years out there, then it might be more of an impetus for folk to actually go out and try and get their own things and get into fights when they run across them, as opposed to just sitting and just doing fuck all, but trying to take the booty off other players as they're coming back with it.
Yeah, that's a concern. If you just get like professional griefers just fucking ruining your day.
Oh, and the cynical side me says that this game is just built for them. We shall see.
We shall see. Let's see if Thieves. Tacoma, we're not going to talk about. We don't know fucking what that's even for. Yeah. Super Lucky's Tale, don't need to say too much about that. It's a platform already available for the Rift. Really cool little game. But whatever, it was always nice to have a new kind of platformer for the general platform generation as well. The kind of game that the people who don't play games will go, oh, that looks fun, I'll play that. Cuphead, did we get a release date on Cuphead?
We did.
It was October, I think it was.
October this year, maybe, or September, around about then. But yeah, it's definitely coming out this year.
That looks alright. I think people are underestimating how much of a bullet hell that's going to be.
The style of that just gets on my wick. I can't stand that style at all. It annoys me.
But the cartoon style?
Yeah, the cartoon style of everybody kind of.
That's fucking epic. I absolutely adore that, but that's weird to me. That is a mint bit of graphic work there. Not seeing as much humour as usual, but that's fucking nice.
I just went for a nice one for a change.
That's wicked. I love it. Nice work. It's reminiscent of the old Team Thumbs. Nice.
The what?
The old Team Thumbs graphic.
Oh, I never heard of them.
World's most invisible podcast. Really cool though. Crackdown 3 is. I think you hit this in the head here, Zane. I'm not sure why the fuck I'm going to care about this.
I am, yeah. I don't know if it came out a year after Crackdown 2, then it might have been alright. But more games have moved past what Crackdown done with them a long time ago. I think. I don't think it's done anything really to kind of
pull itself need to be in the world kind of thing.
To pull itself up to what you expect from it these days. It looks pretty.
It's got Terry Crews in it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Terry Crews is just a payable man. So, Terry Crews will not be throughout that game, I doubt. I wish he was. I'd buy it for that alone, to be honest with you. Moving forward, Ashen, I'm totally intrigued by this. Don't know what it is or what it's all about, but it looks stunning, and I kind of like this kind of, again, the art style is something that always sucked me in and off. Any interest in that one, Zane? Steve?
Just trying to see just now, Ashen.
Yeah. So this is the
lots of faceless people.
Oh right, I'm trying to remember which one's which. So that's not the.
Oh right, this is where they were kind of hunting or kind of exploring, wasn't it? The trailer. I was slightly intrigued by it, but I wasn't impressed by it. Would be the way of describing it.
Did you just think dragons and then run away? So that's an important question. Sorry, I'll let you answer first. Another question come up there.
Oh, no, that's in effect was the last thing I was going to contribute to this discussion.
Yeah, that's a question. Like you often say something. Say I don't find that like impressive, or like what is it? Like what are you looking for? Are you looking for photoreal in your games? Is that where you're at? Do you not appreciate the art styles and things? As in, not that you're ignorant of it, but you just that's not your thing.
I like what you're dancing around here, Darryl. You've got no taste.
No, it's not that. It's literally personal taste. Of course, it's personal taste. But do you not? When you play the game, do you not go, "Oh, that's beautiful looking," even though it's kind of 8-bit? Do you go, "I don't understand why that's even cool. I want photoreal and nothing else"? Is that how you look at it? Or
not in the slightest. It depends on a lot of things. It depends, like the kind of the gameplay with the stylization. So it's the whole piece kind of taken together. What I was noticing, it's to do something that is kind of ambitious or brave, I should say, to do that type of stylization that they did for Ashen. But it was as much looking at what was involved in the actual game didn't impress me. So I think if you're going to try and go balls out and try and do something really different, then you've got to make sure that there's something in the game that is kind of justified. So you could say like the likes of Limbo, simple, absolutely really simple graphically, but the game itself just absolutely kind of dragged you in. So same thing with that. I was intrigued when I saw the Limbo, and I was like, okay, I'll be interested to see what they can do with that. I played it and fell in love with it. I thought it was brilliant. So I'm describing this in the same way that I would have described kind of Limbo back in the day. At the moment, I'm just not seeing from a gameplay aspect what it's going to deliver.
But are you expecting, because someone goes for a different graphical style, that they're going to go for a game that's way out there as well? What if they just wanted to make a traditional game, but the art styles, the big difference is the kind of the separator? Does that, you know what I mean?
If the game delivers something that I want, then that's all it is to it, and that's all I'm kind of saying. If my kind of concern with a lot of games that are stylized is they rely on that as kind of its thing and actually negate kind of the gameplay element of it to a degree.
Like it detracts from it, kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's when you're watching like a kind of trailer like that, you're initially going like, oh, you're trying to kind of figure out the graphics and work it out because it's just slightly different. So you're kind of you're focused on that. But if you watch that trailer, there wasn't anything to the actual kind of gameplay. It was just a bit boring, from what I remember.
I think I don't know if I was using it, putting the notes, faceless two-person Dark Souls. I think that's what it looks like, and the thing is, there's a lot of satisfaction in those games because it's not a matter of killing 40 guys, it's a matter of dealing with one bad one, and I find those kind of battles really satisfying. So this game, plus its art style and the atmosphere they created in the trailer, I'm really excited about seeing it. So what I'll do is I'll buy it first and then tell you guys if it sucks or not.
Yeah. I'm pretty much sold. I need to know a bit more about it, but pretty much sold at this point. It looks very slow, methodical. It looks as if the fighting has a purpose rather than just aimlessly swinging a sword, and it looks like it's got big fuck off bad guys that'll kick your arse until you're so frustrated that you conjure up new swear words that no one's ever heard before. I think it could be quite cool.
Exactly. This is where words like fuckstick came from. I think also quite good if you can do a Souls-style game with two players and you can actually chip away at somebody together. That would make a lot of entertainment for me. I'd love to do that.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying into that. Next one up, Life is Strange Before the Storm. Did any of you guys play Life is Strange through?
No.
Nope.
I recommend it highly. D?
No, never heard of it.
It's a kind of story-based game, kind of like make decisions kind of thing, but very, very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would highly recommend it. Again, beautiful animation style, and it's not like overly stylized. It's just an animated story. But really, the first one came out as a bunch of kind of episodes, I think, if I remember right, and I got the kind of full thing. I can't remember if I played it in the PC or Xbox now, but just a really great story. Lots of twists and turns. Basically, watching like a TV show that's in a series kind of thing. So it's one of those really nice things. I highly recommend you give it a wee look. It's probably pennies on the Xbox store now anyway for the original one, but this new one's bound to be interesting. So I'm keen to see what happens next and that. I would like to say more about it, but I will just kind of ruin the whole game for you. So I'd rather just left it and go on with it.
If you have a PlayStation that's currently free as part of PlayStation.
I'm
not
pretty
now,
sure it's
the
free
other
on
one.
Gold at one point as well.
Yeah, so if you've not played it and you've got a PlayStation, pick it up just now for free. It's episodic games and I refuse to encourage that type of behaviour.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get into it when it first came out. I thought I do Hitman. I really fancied Hitman, but I was not paying for monthly updates. That's nonsense.
Yeah,
Life is Strange complete season, episodes 1 to 5 on the Xbox store is £15. It's £15.99. Let's just double check. Yeah, it was. It was a deal with Gold back in 2015, actually. So you might actually already have it, if you check your catalogue.
I think that was just season 1.
Oh, was it?
I think it was just episode 1, if I remember right.
Well, it's $16 anyway. I would recommend it, but it's whether you fancy take a notion of that. Check your catalogue in case you've already got the kind of first episode there. D, you can try it first episode and see if you like it. But I would recommend it if you're in a story mood. At least it's not a game you're going to sit there and kind of start shooting anything.
Okay.
I'll say everything I've heard about this game is basically polarising. You absolutely love it or you absolutely hate it. No one seems to go, this is an okay game. They either really like it or they really don't.
Yeah.
And it's episodic and we shouldn't encourage that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it no matter what the case is because I really thoroughly enjoyed that story.
Yeah.
I actually thought when I saw the trailer, I thought there was going to be a trailer for a follow-up to Oxenfree or something like that. But it's not. But I would love a follow-up to that as well. I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, I mean, this one's going to come out and it's episodic and it's 3 episodes rather than 5 episodes, and people are already complaining that it's only 3 episodes and not 5 like the last time, and I'm like, what the fuck he's talking about? It's episodic, don't encourage that sort of thing. But it's certainly going to do well.
I don't understand the need for episodic. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, is for me, I'm just going, well, either you can afford to make the full game or you can't, and if you go to tell me we're going to make 5 episodes but we can only afford to make 1 right now, then I'm not going to get invested in something that might not finish. Go away. Stop it. That's stupid. Don't do it. Stop it. Don't encourage that sort of thing.
Aye, exactly. Similar sort of thing. Next on then, I guess we'll go for middle battle. What's it called? Shadow of War. Yeah,
Aye.
it's just called Shadow of War. Oh, it's Middle Earth Shadow of War, isn't it?
Yes. So
That
it's
looks phenomenal. I didn't play the first one. Wasn't that interested in it. This one just looks like it could actually have. I mean, yeah, okay, they did focus a little bit too much on the kind of siege thing, but it looks fun.
Yeah, I mean, Bruce just stole the conference almost. That big Australian orc, just Urukai, was just like
You think the piss out his
most
Cockney accent?
compelling. Exactly, he was the most compelling, charismatic thing that we saw in for the past 3 days. It was just he was awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm totally getting this because I really enjoyed the first one. The gameplay was a bit slow and a bit repetitive, but the Nemesis system that they invented for this game was absolutely genius. And I did get to that point. I did have one orc that just beat me and beat me and beat me, and every time I got him, because he had won, he got stronger and had developed new abilities, which also helped him kick my ass a second time, which frustrated me even more, and he was even more powerful the third time he kicked my ass. And when I finally beat him on the fourth try, it was just one of the greatest fucking things ever, and I was literally hurling insults at this imaginary character on the other side of my monitor. It was just absolutely fucking phenomenal. So if they're managing to expand on that and give them even more character, and I mean, the abilities that obviously are getting expanded and everything else. I've got a feeling it is going to be like the first one, except the difference now is just you're going to go from siege to siege to siege. You're going to take over tower by take over tower and take over tower, and it's going to get a bit repetitive in that form. So whether I will be as enamoured by at the end of it with the Nemesis system and everything else is going to be the real test. But it's a damn good beat 'em up, and at the end of the day, it's no more so than, I mean, Batman, Arkham games pretty much do the same thing, and there's not a problem with that. So aye, but this big man was awesome. Bruce just absolutely stole the show for me.
Yeah, I think I was impressed by that because I think the first one was very dry, and this one looks like it was a lot more, I don't know, a little bit more kind of light-hearted and had a sense of humour about it, which is not what I expected.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I am presuming there were characters nowhere near to the quality of this, but there were characters in the other that were very scripted. At the start of the other game, just to get you an idea of what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. Yeah. And so I am guessing this Bruce character is just like that. You're going to meet him quite early on in the game, and he's going to be one of the ones to actually teach you and like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is how you go and take a tower, yada yada yada, and that's his point of being there. So I'm presuming like not all the orcs at your other crews are going to be like this dude, because that would just be mind-blowingly insane, the amount of work that would go into after going into something like that. So I don't think they're all going to be like that. It's probably going to be a bit drier for the main game. But yeah, even so, he was a work of art. He was awesome.
I think that was I think that was a nice bit of kind of breakup as well for a lot of kind of serious games where you're the badass and just get a little bit of humour in there and a good bit of voice acting, kind of just pull it all back together, you know. Definitely in that though. It looked really good.
Absolutely.
Do you think I need to go and play the first one to play the second one, or do you think I'm okay just to go for it?
Nah, you can just go for it.
Sweet.
Yeah, nah, I mean, I don't think that the story of the first one is actually strong enough to actually be a concern. It actually ended in a really disappointing way, but just kind of basically said we're going to do a sequel. So
did it fizzle out a bit?
No, it is a bit.
D, any interest in Shadow of War? As a Lord of the Rings fan, I thought you might do.
Oh, kind of. Yes, because of that, and also no because of that, because I hated Shadow of Mordor. So
I mean, if it helps to sell it to you in any way, you get to fly a dragon in this.
Well, Well, gentlemen, I'm out.
That's one thing sorted out then. That's a very short conversation. Other things I was looking at was just before we get to Anthem. Actually, was Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I've played about 40% of Ori and the Blind Forest, and again, art style is actually something that kept me in when I was getting murdered left, right, centre, because that is a tough ass game. I love how they've got this beautiful aesthetic and this beautiful world that's kind of like that's like a fairy tale for your kids, because it's a little bit scary, it's a little bit sad, but ultimately it's a kind of story of hope. And then you go, but you can't play it because you will get meat boyed the fuck out. And I'm really looking forward to a sequel to that. Actually, I'm going to finish the first one, obviously, but that anything that develops on that is amazing, because that's a really, really satisfying game. And then you guys played Ori and the Blind Forest?
No. It looks gorgeous. I've actually watched a playthrough of it start to finish. It was that good looking.
You know what I mean then when I say it's a motherfucker?
Yes, and very sad. And this one looked very sad as well.
The first 5 minutes of Ori and the Blind Forest is probably as bad as the first 5 minutes of Up.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Yes, it's some bad shit. My niece, as I've mentioned earlier on, is 8, and she went, I was like, have you played Ori and the Blind Forest? She went, I played a wee bit of it, but I kind of had to put the controller down because it was just so sad. I'm like, I know. She's like, too much, Uncle Chris. I'm like, oh, sorry, darling. It's just so sad. I mean, breaking an 8-year-old's heart. I want to fight them, not play their game. But yeah, very cool game anyway. I'm looking forward to seeing that come out. And that brings us tidily to Anthem. Zane, I think you should be the voice of reason on Anthem. I think it looks phenomenal, but I don't know these kind of games so well.
The voice of reason.
Okay, the Zane of reason.
I mean, you were sitting there when I went squee all over the couch, like.
I did too. Don't worry about it. I think this is my game of the conference, to be honest.
This is. I mean, I definitely need to know more about it, but this is what I was saying at the times when we were watching it with you. Was like 2 years ago watching E3. We got to Horizon Zero Dawn, and I just went, I don't know what this is, but I want it in my life right now. There was just something about the look and the feel of that game that just went, fucking, I want it. And it was more than just graphically, it was like kind of the movements of the game, of the gameplay just looked totally right on my street.
Yeah.
This one, it's kind of harder to tell what the actual gameplay is, but it just looked absolutely awesome. It just, yeah. I mean, this dude is just fucking, what's his face? This is just fucking Iron Patriot. Like, every weapon he's got, fucking that shoulder cannon and all the rest of it, you're just like, even the way it flies, it's like fucking Tony Stark gonna sue your ass. But it just looked fucking epic, and when they introduced the fact that it had 4-player, not just 2-player co-op, I just about fell off the seat. I think I nearly punched D. It was...
You did kind of go, yes! It was a great design.
It was just absolutely epic. As to what the actual game is, I don't know at the moment. This is the thing. There's a few wee clues there about where I think they picked up one of the guns, and it was like a level 47 legendary weapon. So I think this is maybe a kind of third person style, Destiny style game. And that's, well, I mean, your only experience of that for you, Per, so far has been The Division, so it's going to make it harder sell just purely on that. If the only thing I can compare it to is The Division, then I'm starting off on a losing streak. I realise that.
The Division was awesome. Is it all of a sudden fashionable to kind of
no?
The Division?
It was good. It just, do you know what I was saying this to Zane the other day? See if they'd throw in, you've got your mates together, let's go into arcade mode, give us some AI, give us a fuck ton of guys and let's put them down quickly, and we could just have a great night just shooting the shower, because an amazing environment, beautiful everything, but it got long and dry, kind of going, I've got topped out guns and it's taken me 400 rounds to put down a fucking guy in a hoodie. You're just going, I didn't like that grind, and I felt like we were grinding for nothing. See if you're building a base, or I don't know, you could do something as a team, it just felt like you kind of got yourself up to a peak and you just sat there waiting on them to sell you more game. That's what bothered me about The Division. I thought the game thoroughly was entertaining, but that side of things kind of bothered me. Does anybody understand? Is that just me being a shit?
Yeah, no, well, see, I thought, I didn't think you were that keen on the Division. I am surprised. I thought I was gearing up for a difficult sell. You actually
No, I
liked the
mean, I
Division more than
absolutely
I thought.
adore the Division. I'm annoyed it didn't have a more kind of length to the main part of the game, the DLC part of it, without the kind of the dark zone being the centerpiece, and then they moved on to the incursions, which were, in my opinion, because I'm not a stupid hardcore gamer, just a little bit too hard for my liking. So, and then there's just the kind of the other gameplay, the survival thing. And then the underground lot was great to start off with because it gave you a fresh new content and something different, but was ridiculously repetitive. And as we kind of remarked before, one of the things about the Division was the kind of the graphics of the environment, particularly when you had like the weather, smoke, snow, and all that kind of thing. That was one of the most beautiful visual things it had in the game, and then all of a sudden you introduced a game mode where all of that's stripped away, basically.
Where you're just playing
a bit
underground.
silly.
Aye, absolutely. Yeah, well, this might be a slightly less hard sell than I thought, because and I'm only going, I can only go by, I've not read or seen anything else other than this trailer so far, but just going by the fact that the dude's picking up fucking level 47 legendary guns is like, I'm guessing it is a loot 'em up. I'm guessing it is a kind of raid style game where it's get your team of 4 together and go and take on big bosses, and that same kind of idea that you get from Destiny and the Division. So I'm in. I'm totally in. I think it looks absolutely awesome.
Even just for the world, I'm like, I'm all about that shit. I'm in about it.
Yeah, it looks brilliant. It's just from watching the kind of trailer though, it's not completely crystal clear what your gameplay is going to be, because there's a lot of evasion going on there in the trailer. So do you stand and fight? What happens?
No, I mean, that is it. It's interesting as well that they picked this, which is not an exclusive, to really try and push the Xbox One X. Do you know what I mean? It's a Bethesda game, and it's not a game exclusive to the console, but this is the one they decided to go for. And I think that's the thing. I think this trailer is really designed to push the graphics rather than the gameplay. It's to push how gorgeous it looks running on the Xbox X rather than One X, rather than what the actual game is. That's why we will before we actually see what the gameplay is. So it's kind of hard to tell from that angle. But yeah, you get to play as Iron Man's slightly inferior brother, so you know that's that's a plus. And it's things like that, and yeah, there did seem to be the chick in the trailer is just like he's only got a jetpack kind of thing. She's actually flying through some sort of magical assistance in the top corner just before they go into that big battle before the trailer ends. So it's obviously got a class system to the different types. So it's like you're not all just playing as kind of soldier types. There is obviously some sort of I hesitate to use the word magic user, but you know what I mean. It seems to have that kind of feel to it. There seems to be different classes, whether it's going to be one that's just a big heavy tank type thing, and whether it's pure damage dealer or what they actually turn out to be. Can't really say yet, but it's got Destiny, it's got third person Destiny written all over it at the moment. I guess.
Yeah. That's the smell I got from it based on all the videos of Destiny I've watched and the stuff you told me about it. But I think as Destiny, as much as we didn't get into it, a lot of people love it. So there's a reason for that.
Aye, we didn't get it so that they play it.
I did.
It's such a job. We don't actually have a frame of reference to say yes or no. It got a lot of hassle when it first came out because it had absolutely no storyline, and then they brought out kind of like 2 other DLCs, and that seemed to kind of appease people a lot more. And now its fan base is rabid. So, but I can only go by what I saw personally, which was the game's original inception when the game first came out, and I was bored at my face. I just found it dull and boring. if it had been a bit later on when we were playing regular 4-player games and I'd maybe bought it on Xbox instead of the PlayStation, then it might have actually kind of kept us long. Yeah, but it might actually have a different opinion on it. But yeah, because Destiny 2 is just from the corner. I'm certainly not ruling it out on my Destiny 1 experience, because I don't think my Destiny 1 experience is actually
a fair measure kind of thing.
a fair measure of what that game became.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely up for checking that out anyway. But just even for the visuals, I mean, frankly, if I don't like the gameplay, I will come to your houses and get drunk and watch you play it. Couldn't care less. But no, I'm really excited for that one. Yeah, what's next up? We are into Sony country to sign
Sony
this
country.
bad boy off.
So, Sony basically last year came out and did this whole big stage presence and had the full orchestra pit and just did nothing but hit you with game trailer after game trailer after game trailer, and it would appear that every other company out there just kind of that displays at E3 sat up and took notice, with the exception of EA. Everybody else just decided, you know what, that folk really seem to like that, and every conference this year was just a wee bit of talking and then game trailer after game trailer after game trailer, including Sony's. It's like they have changed the face of EA in 1 year, it would appear. Changed the face of EA, changed the face of E3. They didn't change the face of EA, they stuck to their guns and did the same usual bullshit.
Same awkward madness.
Yeah, but everybody else just seems to have jumped on this Sony thing. Sony, interestingly, just literally took E3 2016 and planted it into E3 2017. Like fucking 3/4 of what they showed the year before. I almost felt like I was watching the same fucking thing. It's like I thought I was watching a recording. Like there was so little there that was new and I hadn't already seen. There were some things in there, absolutely, but it's like I'm sure we saw Uncharted 16. I'm sure we saw fucking zombie thing. I forgot the name of it now. Days Gone. The countless others. I felt like I was watching a repeat. Don't know if that was just me, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that, I mean, it seems to be this thing now that sometimes you get the notion that games take 5 years to make, and you look at them kind of talking about it and they go, oh, here's your Days Gone, and you saw it last year, you probably saw a little bit of it, the logo the year before. So 1 year you get the logo, next year you get like an FMV, the year after that you get some gameplay. And I get that happens, but then you get things like Dishonored, but they finish Dishonored 2, then you get another game like within 18 months, and you're kind of going, how long do these fucking things take? What are these weird delays, and why are you showing me a game that soon? As I've seen you had this discussion with you, Zane, is that I just think that they should show games from year to year. So if the game comes out the day before E3 the next year, fine, show it. But don't show things that are like 20. They didn't. Granted, they didn't do 2019 this year, and I think they did hit what I'm talking about this year. But generally speaking,
Yes.
Years before, it's been 2 and 3 years in the future. This coming soon gets dragged the hell out.
Yeah, there was a lot less of that this year overall, all the conferences, and I think that is definitely a good thing. Yeah, Bethesda certainly are leading the way with that one, where they just refuse to show anything that isn't out within the year. For good or for ill. Like, a lot of folk felt their conference was too short and they didn't show enough. It's like, well, what they did show you're going to get to play pretty damn soon, so that's not a bad thing.
Yes.
Yeah. I was saying to you earlier, I do have it's kind of mixed feelings of, now that I'm getting what I'm asking for, I'm not sure it's actually what I wanted, because I do feel like I'm getting hit with trailer after trailer after trailer, and then I don't actually have time to digest what I've saw, and it all just becomes a blur, and I'm not really... It's like, overall, most of the comments I've read this year are like, it's been quite down on E3 this year, like seeing all the conferences as a whole has been not quite as good.
Yeah.
And ironically, I think that's kind of part of the problem is that they're giving us what we asked for, give us less shite and more games. And they're giving us less shite and more games and just trailer after trailer after trailer, but you can't actually get a chance to take a breath and digest and kind of reflect on what you saw before you hit with another three.
Well, that's it. It's less bang and bluster and more business, like getting down to business kind of thing.
Yeah. So But that's the thing. It's like E3 is no longer for the journalists. It's for the Twitch audience and the YouTube audience, and they're now letting public into E3. And it's just becoming a different beast. And I think it is just going to be this now. It is just going to be a big trailer presentation from now on in, for good or for bad.
Basically, it's basically becoming video game Comic-Con.
Aye. Yeah. Well. Different. That's another discussion for another time. Let's get through the games.
Days Gone, as you just mentioned, and Horizon Zero. So, did you get to Days Gone already?
No, I didn't actually talk about the game. I just kind of mentioned the fact that we saw it last year as well.
Yeah. So Uncharted's getting the Lost Legacy, which is a campaign featuring, what was the girl's name? And the girl with the frizzy hair.
It's her. It's her and the other one. I'm fucking useless at names. I can't tell you already. I've forgotten. I don't remember.
I'll tell you in a second.
But yeah, it's the chick for Uncharted 2 and the chick for Uncharted 3 are getting together.
The girl is Nadine, is it? I would say.
That's the one.
I'm just waiting. Oh yeah, no, it's Nadine. Cool. So it's her and somebody else. And the thing is that this was the beef, is that Sony's. I wanted to see what this looked like, but Sony's audio was all fucked up at the start. We didn't get audio back until halfway through. I think just halfway through Days Gone, we maybe got it.
Yeah, it would appear there were two separate feeds going out as well, because there were some YouTube channels where the sound was absolutely fine, and other YouTube channels and Twitch channels that were what we saw, but it was absolutely fucked. They seem to have two separate feeds, and yeah, one of them was absolutely screwed. One of them, you were fucking 2.5 trailers in before you heard anything other than the audience sitting lacklusterly fucking eating their chips and typing on their keyboards. Which didn't help. You didn't really see much, to be honest, like from Uncharted, but it's going to be more Uncharted. I don't think they really need to do much to sell it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's going to do well. I don't think it's a full game. I'm interested by this. It's a bit like the Dishonored thing. It seems to be like a kind of shorter chapter.
Yes.
Of the whole thing rather than a full game, I think. It's like DLC, not DLC.
Yeah.
See how it turns out. Do you know what I mean? That's not necessarily a bad thing.
Oh no, definitely not. I think that's as I say, whenever you get a kind of episodic or even like a kind of slight expansion of the world, I love that stuff, because frankly, I just love, like, if you really enjoyed a game and its story, that's ideal.
Yeah.
I'd rather get something that was like a 4 or 6 hour campaign to play through than a 20-hour campaign in 5 years. I love when they feed you a little bit of that. It's a funny one, because there's this, when I think about DLC, I think about maybe an extra map or a t-shirt or this kind of thing. But DLCs kind of change shapes in like 10 different ways. Like you take Forza Horizon, you got all your car packs, which is you would say DLC. But you also get Hot Wheels, which is a whole other element of the game, or you get Blizzard Mountain, which is it's like almost like a mini game. And then you go even further than that, and you talk about The Witcher, where you've got Blood and Wine, which is like 30 hours of play. That's 4 full games in some genres.
Yep.
So it's a really interesting kind of thing that they're doing now, and I think they need to learn to define that so that people can expect the costs of it. Maybe, I don't know. Like Primal should have been another Blood Dragon in Far Cry territory. But it was priced at a AAA because they probably got halfway through development and went, we're spending too much time in this, let's pump it up a bit and we'll just put it as a AAA title. Fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, the length of it certainly justified it being a full title, and it didn't drag particularly.
Yeah.
Well, put it this way, it's on the Far Cry game I've completed start to finish, so couldn't have dragged that much.
Oh, really?
Aye. I just get too sidetracked in Far Cry. I end up just taking it out of the bases and forgetting there's an actual story in there somewhere. I just get lost in the wilderness in Far Cry, which is not a complaint. But yeah, it's like whether it's at the end of the day, it costs a fucking fortune to make these games, and it takes absolutely fucking years for them to come out. So if they can make them slightly shorter and make them £10 cheaper, £20 cheaper, then yeah, go for it.
Yeah, agreed. D, any thoughts on that?
No, sorry. I'm trying to troubleshoot my laptop problems at the moment, so no.
What laptop problems? I just rebuilt that motherfucker.
No, just getting connectivity issues. You're jittering quite terribly.
Right, so less laptop, more going to get another radio.
Just the morphine's.
Oh yes.
Get some of those
wearing
power
off,
adapter things, man. They're fucking awesome. For the laptop. Anyway, moving forward, we've got Horizon Zero Dawn, the Frozen Wilds. Would you happily go back into Earth post-apocalypse, post-Zero Dawn, post-corruption?
In a heartbeat, playing it at the moment and playing it through again at the moment in hard mode.
Oh,
So
are
yes,
you? That's
definitely.
cool.
Absolutely fucking literally. I will go in
You
there
should stream
tomorrow.
that again just for the sake of it, because it's such a good game.
Yeah. No, I totally. We're going there in there again tomorrow. There's not really much to say in this. It didn't tell you anything about it. I don't know if it's a continuation of the story, if it's a side story or anything. No idea. It looks beautiful. It'll play beautiful. Hopefully they'll add a few more tricks to our belt, and I am totally sold. I will spend as much time with that gorgeous wee redhead as I can.
I'm not wearing the wig again. We've talked about this. I would love to see I'd love to see more of that. As I say, the Sony conference this year, though a lot of people were kind of giving it a little bit of heat. Personally, I found out that Monster Hunter World is also coming to Xbox One.
Yes, it's coming to Xbox One and PC. It's although it was shown at Sony conference, it's not an exclusive in any way. It's coming to all three.
Yeah, so we've got between Days Gone. I'm not so worried about Uncharted. I'd probably buy a PS4 for Uncharted and Horizon Zero Dawn. I've seen them. I watched you play them through, but those are the kind of games that would get me in. But in looking at the rest of the kind of the rest of the list, there's nothing that's made me go. Even Spider-Man, which I'm very excited about, that's not going to get me into the game. So I was looking at this thinking, is this a year that I go, fuck it, I'm going to buy a PS4 Pro to go with the Xbox One X? I don't think it is, unfortunately, and that's probably just because I know you, and I would rather watch it on your channel because A, I don't have to make the effort, and B, your actual quips are better than mine. So
You're a weird freak. You're a weird freak that likes to watch games more than you like to play them anyway.
I know, it's funny that weird freaks are funding your fucking career, so control yourself.
Well, see, what I'm getting at is most of them do both. You actually legitimately prefer to watch games than play them.
I know.
I'm not saying it's got anything to do with a second bottle of wine. I'm not drawing a direct line between the two, but you know,
there's definitely a correlation there. No, I think it comes from. I mean, like as I said before, Nicola, my now ex. Yeah, I've said ex. There you go. Get that, please. I say yeah with the sadness, but no, my ex-girlfriend used to like play Skyrim, as I've told you 1,000 times, for like hundreds of hours, and she'd go, "Oh, do you want to put a TV on, or do you want to play?" I'm like, keep going. I want to see what happens next. And I think it comes from growing up with my brother. When I was a kid, I got my Spectrums, my Amigas, and all that shit, and I played all those. I used to try to learn BASIC and do computery things with my computer, and my brother would play games. So when I was doing my computer to do things, he would sit there and play games. So I would just sit and watch him play games all day, and I absolutely love watching people play games, especially if they're entertaining. Like so Jacksepticeye I love to bits, but it can also be quite exhausting. Watching like 4 videos in a row, you're like, oh Jesus, stop shouting. Whereas with you, I could put in like your channel and just watch it back to back, and I'd be fine the whole way. It's awesome. So everybody go back to back and watch his fucking videos, thanks.
Yeah, sponsored by Zing Gaming, check out the channel. youtube.com/Zing Gaming TV, yada yada. This looks absolutely fucking epic. This also looks like a QTE filled pain in the ass, and I'm swithering between which two. And I did not realise at the time when we were watching this that is actual real people hanging up over the stage. I thought that was a screen. I thought it was a screen.
Did you not realise that?
No, I just thought that was like a screen thing. I wasn't looking closely enough. I didn't realise they had actual corpses hanging on the stage.
I don't think they were real corpses because they were moving, so by definition.
Yeah, okay. Does a corpse need to be dead to be a corpse? Yeah, I suppose so.
Do you know what? There might be a line there that I don't know about.
I think that's the actual definition of a corpse.
Of a corpse, yeah. It's yeah.
Dead body.
Do you know when you have one of those moments where you think out loud that you actually wish you kept to yourself? I think that might have been one.
That should be one of them, mate.
I think that might have been one of them.
No, you wish it was. It just unfortunately was not.
I think it's because we use things like shift your carcass when technically that also like can't be a carcass. If you're alive, therefore you're shifting. It's going to be really. Anyway, we're sidetracking here.
I think that's more insinuating that you, as a person, are dead weight.
This looks awesome. It's got kind of weird.
What is this? What are we looking at just now?
This is Days Gone.
Days Gone.
That's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yep.
Yes.
Damn it.
But watching the manipulation of the zombies to take out the other guys and things was really kind of interesting. I don't know if it means that actual combat is really difficult and therefore you're only supposed to do it that way, like, or if you could actually just go and take them out yourself. I don't know how scripted it is, because that's the kind of downside of it. If it is all just kind of heavily scripted, right, you use the zombies here to get rid of these guys, right, these zombies are going to come after you and you need to get away from them following this particular path, then that could actually get a bit monotonous. So I don't know. I don't really know what this is, even after watching now 2 trailers, one last year and one this year. It's still difficult to see what this game actually is, and therefore,
is this the one where in parts it looks like World War Z with like kind of hundreds of thousands of zombies chasing you at any one moment?
Yes, you're about to see that in a minute. But yeah, it's just this looks like a heavily scripted moment that doesn't have like 2 or 3 different ways to rescue this guy. It looks like this is how you do it, and that could be a concern. If it turns out I'm wrong and it turns out there's 3 or 4 different ways you could have done this particular scene, I would be totally up for it. I think it'll be absolutely awesome. And now we get the pay shot. Here they come.
That looks wicked.
It does. I mean, it is very heavily scripted. I think it's like the reaction of the people in camp looks when they turn around and start shooting at them before they panic and run away and things. It doesn't look very AI-like. It looks a bit too real for that, which means it could well just be heavily scripted.
Yeah.
In which case, it could be quite a lot more linear than it looks. Don't know anything about the story either. If the story might be enough to hold it up, if it is quite a linear experience, in which case I will completely 180 on everything I'm saying and go, that would be good as well. So it's got potential. It's got a lot of potential, but I'm not yet 100% sold. It's going to take a bit yet to sell me. I need to know more about this.
Yeah, no, I definitely. That's one that I will probably Amazon Prime to you if you don't buy it yourself, so I can watch it. Playing by proxy, playing vicariously, I think is probably the term.
Aye. Anyway,
moving forward, Monster Hunter Worlds looked like one man versus all the creatures, and I didn't know what format that game was going to actually take as a story arc and stuff.
Yes.
Horizon Zero Jurassic Park, I guess. You can just say that about any third-person thing where there's fucking quadrupeds in it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Again, because not being the Nintendo aficionado, it's like Monster Hunter has lived on Nintendo for decades and has an absolute rabid fan base and is apparently a work of absolute and pure genius. And I don't even know if there is a story. I don't even know if there is an end goal. But it is literally just, you can play it as single player, you can play it with friends, and basically you're hunting monsters. That's what the game is. You're hunting monsters. You need to hunt them to use them for food, for stamina in order to get to the next fight. You need to use parts of them for crafting better armor and better weapons to get you to the next fight, and it is literally that. It's just, it looks fucking epic. And apparently it's a part, I mean, the fan base for this game is absolutely massive, is absolutely huge, so I will be interested to actually finally get my hands on a version of Monster Hunter just to see what it's like. It looked fucking stunning. I need to see if I can find it.
It does.
Did you see any of the Sony conference? Do you have any idea what we're talking about just now?
Nope, zip zero.
So you're not going to help. You're not going to help well with freaking fine footage.
Well, D, basically, it looks a lot like one of these games where it's kind of lush open jungles and stuff like that, and you've got to kind of capture. It looks like the part we saw was a guy trying to capture a big ass looking kind of Stegosaurus style dinosaur, but it almost looked kind of Final Fantasy-esque as well. But yeah, here we go. Based on this gigantic fucking sword the guy's carrying, looked very kind of Japanese, kind of JRPG feeling. But you see what happens as it unfolds. Anything with dinosaurs, dinosaurs and sharks, I'm in. I think he just dropped a stink bomb on those bad boys. Yeah, it looks pretty good. What's that?
You've not got any weapons?
That gigantic fucking sword is on his back.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just ridiculous.
I did not detect any sarcasm there. I didn't know if you didn't catch the video yet. I thought your bandwidth was down and you didn't know what was going on. But yeah, I mean, this looks very cool. I like these kind of things in games.
Zarek, Monster Hunter didn't interest me whatsoever. It looked too fast paced. Is that just in general or in reference to?
From a guy that just played the 2 Bioshocks back to back.
Is this in relation to, like, have you played other ones, Zarek, or just your impression of of this from that? Just curious, because let's say I've not played it at all, so I've got no frame of reference. I thought this looked really cool. I do have to say my limited patience in games means I probably couldn't pull off this sort of shit where you build a trap fucking 300 metres away. Basically, that's the impression of this. Like, cool. Just to get an idea of where you're coming from. So it's like fucking setting a trap 3 miles away and then running away for that thing until you finally get there. It's like, I don't know if I'll get the patience for that kind of thing. But the idea of it certainly is very cool to me. I'm going
to lump dinosaurs in the dragon drawer, I think.
I thought you would.
Really? Oh, I love dinosaur.
No, that's alright, you and I can count the rest.
The fucking dragon.
But there are other weapon types as well. You can go in there with fucking ranged weapons and bows and arrows and whatever else. It's not just whacking it with a big sword, certainly. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, I've never played one. I've just heard for fucking decades about how good these games are, and I've never had the opportunity because I don't want to touch Nintendo stuff. Again, I'm being really generous. Have a fourth one. So yeah, I'll be interested to get my hands on it, just purely from that point of view, just to see what the fuss is about. I could maybe play it for half an hour and decide it's the worst thing I've ever put onto my computer and never look at it again. I don't know yet.
That's not going to happen. Do you know why? Because you played Payday 2.
For how long? About an hour?
Long enough.
Yeah. About an hour.
Although I did manage to get my free copy as well, so I'm going to look in the PC, see if it's actually any fun. It was 5 million free copies they were giving away.
Was it 5 million, not 1 million?
It might have been 1, then they upped it to 5 because I thought, fuck it, we'll give the rest of these guys it.
I think they said that. I think they says 1 and then said 5 to make it look like people are actually picking these up for free, when the honest truth is it's a total and utter piece of shit that no one wants. 60,000
downloads.
I think there's probably 6 of them out there, and one of them is you, one of them is me, just for the fun of it. I actually took one when I thought it was 1 million, just to save someone else a pain.
Well, I've not installed it yet. It is sitting there, so I'm kind of laughing at that. I reckon it'll work fine in the PC. I reckon it'll be an absolutely reasonable wee game in the PC. I think it's just that port was bollocks.
Yeah, probably. It's probably just the port was just sticky as fuck.
Right. So moving forward to a game that gave you the weepies out of your PP was Shadow of the Colossus.
Well, yeah, this was the weirdest thing for me completely. I went, oh my god, that's fucking amazing that Shadow of the Colossus have remade it. It looks absolutely stunning, and I know how to take down that boss, and I know how to take down that boss, and I know how to take down that boss, and this is literally a remake, start to finish. Yeah. I don't see why I would pick this up. I at the time I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then I thought about it and went, why would I? I mean, it looks absolutely stunning, but I don't know. They're going to have to throw in another 6 monsters or something. They're going to have to throw in another 6 Colossus or something in there to actually make me want to pick it up.
Yeah. I
It
think
just-
I think it's a place setting for the next. They're going to do 2 and 3, and
Yeah,
they just need to renew the engine before they did it.
and
And it's a
before
lot
they
easier.
did-
I would wager it's probably easier to rebuild an engine with known content than it is to.
yeah. And once you've done it, you might as well put it out there.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, this will sell and it will sell massively, and I understand 110%. For each and every person that buys it, I am like, yeah, I get you. I totally understand. Personally, I just sort of went, do you know what? I'm not sure that. I don't know. Then
Well,
again,
there's a real problem with it though, because as you said, it's a game about figuring out how to deal with these big creatures. But if you've done it once,
yeah. And it is beautiful. I have replayed it like maybe twice on top of my original playing, just because it's an absolutely beautiful game, and that is knowing how to do it. I just honestly don't know that. I guess it's a bit like episode content. There is a part of me that just goes, do you know what? I really want to pick that up, but don't encourage them.
yeah,
Like, they've done.
don't make this a thing.
If there hadn't been a remake already, if there hadn't been a remaster, so there's an HD remaster of the original game, and now this is an actual remake of the original game, and I'm just like, but I want it.
And then you've got it.
It's like, I don't know. I'm lying to myself. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play it. I'm going to love
Should be
it.
bad. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
But I shouldn't. Don't encourage it. Don't encourage that sort of behaviour.
Just don't pre-order it. That's the moral right.
Well, yeah. Yes. I know, but yeah, pre-orders are just stupid. Pre-orders have no logical sense in digital downloads.
Okay, springing forward real quick. Marvel vs. Capcom Street Fighter game. Don't care.
No, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm not a fighter guy, so.
Yeah, same here. Couldn't
So,
give a
yeah.
shit personally. I think that the next one that interested me. Well, we kind of bounced this slightly a little bit earlier on. Skyrim VR. I'd be much more inclined to go into Skyrim VR. Close your ears. It's got dragons. You're literally the die of the dragons, as it were. I don't think I'm spoiling anything there because it's a 6-year-old fucking game. But yeah, no, I'll definitely try Skyrim VR out. Gonna buy that.
Yeah. I'm more
I'll let you know
interested.
how much sick I have. I'm thinking I've got to tell you about a new technology for VR that I've designed.
Huh?
Yeah, I've got a whole new technology I've built for VR. So what happens is when you buy a game like Skyrim or Fallout, where it's standard locomotion, what you do is you get that special thing that you buy from me for £100. It's genius. What it is it looks a little bit like a paddling pool for kids at Argos, and you just go into VR and stand in it. So when you start being sick, you're all right. You're just in a pool.
Ah.
Just means you can't.
Yeah. No, that would work.
Yeah.
That would certainly work. Yeah, because this does look like it's full locomotion, and it's a bit like the Fallout one. I think out in the open world it might not be too bad. I think as soon as you go into your first dungeon, you're going to fucking hurl all over the place.
But can you imagine in VR how fucking terrifying one of those what do you call those things with they look like kind of like scorpions and they give you chitin? What do you call them? What do you call those little fucking creepy things? Oh, they're horrible. But imagine that or a mud crab coming at you in VR, you would shit yourself. Let
Yes.
alone a dragon or a draugr.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and I'm worried about how much damage I'm going to do to my house, just trying to swing an imaginary fucking sword and shield about.
Just buy a copy of Skyrim and 4 kilos of fucking polyfiller.
Yeah, but it's each to their own, isn't it? I sort of went, Fallout 4 VR. Sorry, I can live without that. They went Skyrim in VR, and I went, oh, okay, you got me. Okay, fuck yous for releasing Skyrim in every single conceivable fucking form whatsoever. You don't deserve the money, but I'll give it to you anyway, bastards. But just know that it's grudged.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think I'm in there for that. Sold.
Yeah, the other VR offerings were a bit weird though. I mean, at Star Child, I didn't really get that too much, but is this what you're showing us now?
Yes. I might as well just leave this kind of section running while we talk about them all. There was nothing really I could say particularly grabbed me within the VR section. I was just glad that someone was still giving love to VR.
Exactly what I thought as well.
Sony in particular, because Sony have got a habit of releasing hardware, PlayStation Vita, and going, do you know what, not enough people have bought up in this, let's just not support it whatsoever, let's just ignore it and let's just pretend we never put it out in the first place. And I was really kind of concerned that that's like that would happen with the PSVR. So the fact that we're into year 2 and they're still supporting it still gives me hope that I haven't just bought the most ridiculously pointless motorcycle helmet that you could never wear. So yeah, there's none of these games particularly stood out as me going, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want to play it. But
yeah,
just the fact that they exist and they all look slightly varied and like they all seem to be doing something different from each other was enough to go, okay, they're still trying to push this, they're still trying to do something with it. Because at the end of the day, we're talking a million sold, and it's outstripped the Vive and it's outstripped the Oculus, but there's 60 million PlayStations out there and they've sold 1 million PSVRs. So it's like that's kind of what, less than just over 1% of their install base, less than 2% of their install base. That's not actually very good. So I was genuinely concerned that they're going to get nothing out of them. So yeah, just the fact that it exists, that's good for me. Yeah,
I just think that I thought this E3 after the kind of all the hardware sales of the year, nearly 500,000 Oculus, 650 million. No, sorry, 650,000 Vives, like 480,000 Rifts, as I understand it, and over 1 million PSVRs sold. That's a lot of people with gear that hasn't been really acknowledged by anyone other than Sony. Even like if they'd done like, the PC gaming show is a funny one as well, because that's kind of almost niche, but that's a whole market. So the fact that that's kind of a kind of sidelined product as well is really odd. What it is consoles are backed by a big giant company each. And the PC side of things is disparity, fragmentation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. The PC show, completely aside, but the PC show was a bit pants this year. It went back to kind of not quite as bad as the first year, but it was better last year, and it kind of took a backward step again this year. It wasn't quite as good, and I think that is part of the problem. Is it just that it's just not a cohesive thing? It's not a cohesive entity like Sony or Microsoft that are just running the show. So I think it's always going to have those kind of ups and downs.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, to be honest with you. It sucks, to be honest, but I don't care anymore. I'm going to keep exploring anyway, because do you know what's life? Star Trek Bridge Crew's life.
Indeed. Fucking awesome.
We need to get on that this week at some point. Fucking awesome. Moving forward, Dad of War, or God of War as it's known. Did you catch any of the Sony show?
Nope, none.
Are you familiar with the God of War series?
I think I remember seeing a trailer. Something kind of this year, I think, which started off with a big guy training his son how to fight against something.
Yeah, that's the one.
So I assume it's that.
Yeah, it's that. We saw a little bit more of the kind of context, but again, a little bit of gameplay. Don't know. Again, it's quite hard to tell where the gameplay starts and ends and stuff, but it does look phenomenal.
Yeah, looks beautiful.
Were you a big fan
of the originals? Nah, not my kind of game. Just too much QTE nonsense for me. It depends whether that survives into this incarnation or not as to whether I would play it. I'm just not big on QTE type action fighters. It's not my thing. So this looks absolutely stunning. It looks like it's got a quite in-depth story, and everything about it says absolutely awesome. I just need to see what the actual fighting mechanics are before I would be sold. Because
Well,
if
that's
it's
the thing.
more QTE nonsense, then I don't care how pretty it is. I don't have the tolerance for that.
Well, that's funny you should say that, because I remember my brother was a massive fan of Devil May Cry, and I was always recommended that and Bayonetta by people, and I'm sitting going,
Yeah.
it feels like you're killing so many things, it doesn't matter whether you press the buttons or not, kind of thing. And that's why, like, I didn't really care about it. So this looks that I wasn't interested in a God of War game until I saw this, because it seems a little bit more involved, a little bit more, you're playing the game, not hammering a button and shit will happen anyway, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of hands-on feel.
Yeah, that's the thing. They are spectacle brawlers. It's kind of almost the term. It's they're designed to look as pretty as possible. And Bayonet's a tricky one. It does have a lot of skill involved. It's kind of cross between the two. It's a particularly good example of the genre. But there's not actually that many of them out there. Most of them are just kind of QTE nonsense, as far as I'm concerned. Again, just a personal thing. I don't like that kind of gameplay. Other people, others absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And will probably actually be really disappointed if that's not what this turns out to be. But personally, I need them to get rid of that before I'd be interested. Otherwise, I'm sold. It looks phenomenal. It looks like a storyline that I would really get into. Everything about it just says yes. But I need that particular element of gameplay taken out because I don't like it. That's just me.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, for me, it's when I watch one of those games, as you said, there's skill involved. I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought it was a total button masher. So I'd look at that and it looks disconnected. I'm not really that fussed with it. This one looks a little bit more kind of, balls to the wall, kind of feet on the ground kind of thing. So this is definitely more interesting to me. Moving swiftly forward, Detroit Become Human looks like jazzed up Quantum Break, where you can time changes, choose decisions and stuff you were saying.
Yeah, my David Cage rant's about 45 minutes long. There's absolutely no point getting into it again. I think I bored the pair of yous with it on the night. I bored you with it anyway, Kay. D managed to miss that one. You lucky man. But again, lots of fans for David Cage out there. I'm not one of them. I think he fucking Icarus is it every time. I think he has really good ideas and then just flies far too close to the sun and catastrophically burns them up before he gets to the end of the game. Hopefully I'm wrong with this one, but I doubt
it. So I think that game it looks interesting enough, but again, I thought Quantum Break looked interesting and I bought that. And Quantum Break's got enough to kind of get you through the campaign, but it's one of those things. I look at it and when I think about the game, I think, oh, that's quite good. I quite like that idea. But I've not finished the game. I've not gone back to it, and that's the proof in the pudding kind of thing. You kind of go, I should go back to it because it was interesting, but it's not making me go, I want to go and grab my controller right now and play that game.
Yeah, I had different problems with Quantum Break. For me, it was a case of it had lots of these really pretty slow-mo and freeze time toys, which did a good job of hiding really shitty shooting mechanics. I don't know if the shooting mechanics were done on purpose because the point it was to use all the toys, but you were just like, that game was just fucking terrible, man. Yeah, the shooting in that was fucking, it was almost fucking Naughty Dog style. Fucking bad. Completely different thing.
Yeah, let's see, I forgot. Something look here. Destiny 2. Yes, to Destiny 2. I want Destiny 2. I want Destiny 2 on my table and I want to shoot it.
Yeah,
I have no idea why this one more than the other one, but I just do.
I'm just hoping they've kind of got it right this time. I'm just kind of hoping that they've learned, and certainly the player base that they've got seems to suggest that they learned through the other DCs to actually have a decent storyline and some decent stuff in there, other than the kind of raids and PvP type idea. So yeah, I'm interested. I want to know.
D, any interest?
I was hugely disappointed with Destiny. I switched off after about 20 minutes. So
you buy it?
No, there was a full demo available for it. So I'll probably do the same with this. Download the demo and see if it's any better.
Yeah, let's give it. I think definitely give it a wee look. I think that based on the fact that they broke some bits and didn't get it quite right first time around, then the second time around they're kind of going, this is actually repeat, like as they went through and they did, what was it called, the something about wolves. I can't remember the fuck it was. But a lot of people kind of went from to I love this game a bit. So if they can take the lessons learned from that and inject it in a new game, yeah, definitely give it a spin.
Yep.
1000%. And that finally takes us tidily onto Spider-Man. Did you see the trailer for this, Dave?
I have not. No, we got that up.
I can find some of the fucking 30 minutes that they fucking played this thing on for.
Oh, they did, didn't they? See, it looks a little bit like bright-coloured Spider-Man oriented Batman Arkham Asylum in a respect. Did that take a wobbler?
Let's try that again.
So yeah, it looks good. Again, there is that concern of too many QTEs. However, how else do you do this kind of thing, to be honest with you? Some of this stuff just needs it to have that spectacle.
Yeah. I'm very mixed on this at the moment, because what we saw was, like I said, it was a big fucking huge epic 20-minute long set piece with lots of QTEs and nonsense, which is generally not my thing. What they also showed you was very linear. Now, if the rest of it is a kind of open world type thing where you've got these interspersed in it, then I can kind of live with that. Maybe. Yeah. It depends how much of it is.
How integral that is to the game, yeah.
Yeah. Looks gorgeous. I mean, the other concern I had, I think I said at the time to you, was they've got a habit of, because Spider-Man's quite a funny, quippy character, of having like every third punch, having a quip in the games with the older ones. The last fucking Spider-Man outing was terrible for that, because it ends up just becoming the same rehashed lines, like over and over and over and over until your brain melts, and they seem to be really avoiding that in this.
Yeah.
So that was a plus. Lots of pluses.
Yeah, Dee, what do you think by looking at it as a fresh pair of meat?
I mean, it looks very slick, but the kind of the QTE stuff, I'm really not a fan of at all. So it would have to be how much is involved with that to see if it's any good. Yeah, I mean, it looks bloody spectacular.
I think I need to go back. I think I started this too late, because all we're seeing at the moment is QTE stuff. At the start of this, it is very Arkham. It was very fucking pin people. Fucking yeah. He's crawling about on the rafters up above and being very stealthy and grabbing one of the henchmen when no one's looking, type kind of your typical Arkham style kind of thing, and then get into the actual brawling side of it, which again felt very Arkham, and then going from there it explodes into that kind of full QTE nonsense scene that you saw. It does have quite a bit of variety to it, I think. Come on, hurry up, play for fuck's sake. I'm shouting at an inanimate screen now. You can't kill in this game, would consider that a downside, says NetFJ. Or I think that's a question more than she would consider it a downside. I don't know. I don't really see that as a problem. I think a mass murdering Spider-Man would be more of an issue for me, to be honest. So yeah, like I said, I'm certainly not put off by it, but it depends how much of a balance it is. Again, there's plenty of folk out there. I think Jay a minute ago in the chat says they're a bit of a QT, Zarak rather in the chat said they're a bit of a QTE fan. So obviously, for some, as I said, it's going to be no issue whatsoever, and actually enjoy that kind of thing. It's purely personal choice for me. It's as long as they don't overhammer it with that, I think I could be quite into this.
Yeah, it looks fun. So I would like to put down a little kind of vote on the end of this. I think that best show went to Devolver Digital. for the little Black Mirror outburst, which I thought was hilariously stupid.
Yeah, that was fun.
Enjoyed that. D, if you haven't seen it yet, it's like 15 minutes long. Check it out. They're an indie developer, basically just doing like their kind of black humor, kind of black comedy. Sorry, like take on an E3 conference. It's quite good. I think Microsoft and Sony both killed it in terms of no cringe between them. I don't think either two of them caused any cringe. Maybe a little bit when the guy from EA came on at Microsoft to introduce Anthem, because that guy just isn't a great public speaker, yet they have him every year.
Yeah, he just brought the cringe with him, really.
EA was absolutely the creme de la fucking cringe, man. It was creme de la cringe. There's a phrase. Let's keep that. Terrible, but no, I really enjoyed it, and there's been a lot of good games there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we get next. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these games land on us. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on Anthem and Sea of Thieves and all that good stuff. So yeah, bring the new console on, bring that shit on, and in the meantime, I'm going to be in Star Trek Bridge Crew, pretending that I'm like doing as I'm told.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, I wasn't disappointed. I'm also not completely overwhelmed. There's a few games in there that kind of piqued my interest, but actually very few. There's a lot of I'll play that. I think Anthem was quite possibly the only one that I truly went, I really need to see more of this.
Yeah, I think that there's a good few things. It was the E3 I wanted. It was a bunch of stuff I wanted to see, a bunch of stuff I'm not used to, but what totally going to kind of turn my hand to and try out. So that's kind of where I got to. D, what was your take on it?
So I was limited in how much I actually kind of saw right enough. I only watched what was at the Microsoft and the EA stuff. There was some good games kind of coming out. Certainly Microsoft with the Xbox had to deliver on that, which I think they managed to do fairly well. There is some great looking games for the PlayStation, quite a few of them in fact. I'm not going to change consoles or buy an additional console, however, it's not the kind of thing that's going to make me change that. The kind of biggest surprise for me was the omission of any mention of VR from the Xbox platform. So the fact that the PlayStation VR has been kind of successful, and there is the partnership with Microsoft and Oculus, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
a very tenuous one.
All right. Okay. I find that it's unusual for a console to go in one tech direction and for the other not to follow at all. That's kind of quite unusual. So it'll be interesting to see if they're going to develop anything, or whether or not they're waiting to see if the VR is something that's got longevity to it, which I believe it does have.
Absolutely. So at the 3 hour and 16 mark.
Well, you did say at the top of the show that they weren't getting a 2 hour and 40-minute show.
I said they weren't getting a 4 hour and 30-minute show, which is what we did last year.
Oh, was it? They were actually have improved. So good on us. Good us. Go us. And do you know what? Can I also just put a little kind of slow clap round of applause out to the guys in chat for just hanging out for this length of time? God bless you, Jay. You're
Red Dead as well. I was wanting to see more Red Dead, but
yeah, that was surprising. Actually, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Rockstar doesn't need none of this shit. Rockstar can do whatever it does. Rockstar appears exactly when it intends to. Rockstar and Gandalf, that's it. Fucking yeah. You'll see that game and they're good goddamn ready to show it.
Very true.
It's like they live up to no one's rules. Although absolutely disappointed we didn't see any of it. But I can't say I was surprised either. Anywho, let's wrap it up. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Damn right. Guys, it's been a pleasure as ever. You can catch us as ever at www.tenuously@best.com. Hashtag at 10@best on Twitter. Hashtag tenuously@best. I don't care. Do we even have a hashtag? Probably not. Yeah, that's where you can get us. You can get me at www.ratworks.net, and you can get me and the D at stereovandals.co.uk, full of our music and nonsense remixes and all kinds of things like that. And then you get that Zane guy who, just started this whole bloody thing.
Yeah, I regret that now. Yeah, twitter.com/10 at best. I'll teach this guy what hashtags are later. To find me, you can
hashtag.
To find me, you can find me at, ironically, twitter.com/Zane Gaming. You can find the stuff that I actually put out on youtube.com/Zane Gaming TV, which at the moment has been sporadic live streams, as there has been a dearth of games to get fully into. And I think we're possibly going to be looking at more live streams and more frequent live streams, and possibly on a different format.
Oh, yes.
But that's all still to come. There will still be plenty of stuff getting put up on YouTube, but YouTube may no longer be the primary source of Zane Gaming.
Or Tab.
Well, possibly even or Tab, for that matter. But
Mystery.
yeah, more about that. More about that in a later date. For the moment, however, if you want to see all sorts of acerbic nonsense, I think that's a pretty decent description of it. Acerbic nonsense that is usually game related, because
Is that the follow-up podcast?
that's kind of what I do. You can find that on youtube.com/Zane Gaming TV. That is XAINE Gaming TV. Yeah, freaking early in my time zone. Sorry, sorry, Jay. I know it's a bit early for you, bud. But you can always catch up with the VODs later on YouTube. And on that note, yeah, I think we're done.
We are pretty much cooked.
I think PC gaming, we didn't really talk about that. Or Nintendo, for that matter.
Yeah, fuck that.
I don't know. How long do we do? 3 years? I mean, we probably could. I don't know, it's kind of tough now too. We probably should kind of go into. Tell you what, let's put it to a vote. Hands up who wants to do it.